recording at 12920 Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California at Undercity Comics. This is Keeping Up with the Nerds presents issue 221. I'm Junior.
Nick.
John. Bryan.
Rene.
Hey!
It's a full room!
Welcome!
It is a full room today.
Yeah.
It is, yes.
Junior, way to do the intro without messing up.
I tried.
That is not fair. He had a script.
You know what it is?
I've been asking for a script for weeks.
He's allowed.
Well, actually, I'm in the shower and like, recording live. Gotta get it right. Bryan will beat me.
He does. He
Probably
does.
will. I might have to. Oh wait, I think I lowered.
That's
there we go.
yeah.
Like,
That's-
I might have to.
okay.
Be,
Well, that's why I started doing it wrong.
yeah.
I found enjoyment in it now.
All right. Right on.
He's I've been telling him to use the SWAT technique.
SWAT,
He's gotta just like it's more of a flick of a wrist than it is like the the whole thing. You know,
Well,
really-
anyways, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys are not watching this show on YouTube, guess what? We do have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/Keeping Up with the Nerds. There you guys can find our video podcast as well as skits that get uploaded every Thursday. Check out our audio platform, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Podbean. And don't forget to check out our Instagram, Facebook, and X-Men. Twitter.com.
Yes.
Xhamster.com.
Just kidding.
We also got a website, keepingupwiththenerds.com. Junior, thank you
Yeah.
so much for joining us and kicking off the month of guests with us, dude.
Oh my God.
Appreciate
this is
you
great.
being here.
Honestly, it's awesome.
it's kind of like Wingardium Leviosa.
Yeah. Oh my God.
No,
For our new listeners, we should explain.
Wingardium Leviosa? No.
No, I was talking about the flick of the wrist.
Oh, I was going to
Talking
say it's
about-
like if we
Still
want to bring
rules matter.
someone in,
Yeah, no,
it's,
it
it's
still rules matter. It's
Accio
the-
to bring him here.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't.
Accio Jr. and then
I
he
wasn't.
shows up.
I wasn't going for that. Accio was just straight. You know, I was going the flick of the wrist. That way you can also get that wrist training in. You know.
So I'm super happy to be
Dude,
here.
yes.
I'm extremely happy to be here.
So let's explain for new listeners if they've listened
Yes.
for this year,
Yes.
first time around.
Basically, every November, we kick off the month and we do 4 weeks of guests to highlight any achievements, pieces of work that they do, and we kind of give them the platform to talk about their talents, hobbies, and professions. In this case, Junior, you are a tattoo artist who also does commissions for stickers, pins, patches, and you've got your own shop as well, Central City Tattoos.
Started doing shoes.
Yeah.
Started doing shoes as well. Your art is unique.
Yes.
I will
Thank
say
you.
that.
Very
It's very unique.
Very.
I have not seen another artist that does tattoos the way that you have.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
Which is great. It's great. And you also go to conventions as well, so people can go find you there.
Cons and other cons and
Yeah.
Raspberry Farm. And, yeah, a lot of cool
Yeah.
stuff.
You might want to bring the mic just a
Oh,
little bit
okay.
closer.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Right
There
here.
you go.
Talk-
Talking
we
to
go.
it, Mario.
There
I'll
you
be
go.
right
Yeah. So just
Yeah.
you get closer to it, you know?
Yeah.
Like pretend that mic is Nick.
Don't watch this team.
Talk about the road show.
I was devoted.
Hey, remember when we were
I
at
acknowledge that.
yeah, we were at that art show, art fest, and every like 5 minutes.
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
Whoa! Yeah.
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
good.
him. That was him in Medina.
That was good.
Yeah. So if you guys
Speaking
know that.
of which, Medina did come to the tattoo shop the other day,
Uh-huh.
and I told her, I'm like, hey, I got a phone call. And she's like, no, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. I go, do you want to come? And she's like, I work.
You know what's
Yeah.
really funny? Me and Monica, whenever we're in Disneyland, in California Adventure, we
Yeah.
always walk in and we're like, oh, you think Medina's in there?
Oh, yeah.
And then
Oh, yeah.
we walked in one time, we didn't see her, and we just walked,
Both
walked
did,
out.
yeah. Yeah,
Just
she's,
walked out.
she's in there. Yeah,
she wasn't
she's
because she works in Ghirardelli, right?
Ghirardelli, yeah. Yeah.
I
Shout
will
out to
s-
Medina.
I will say shout out to the fans, just in general, because it's
No,
you.
Medina.
Medina. No, Medina, because I will say it was super interesting to see someone fan, like just
Oh,
fan
yeah.
out about us.
Yeah.
And I'm just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
dude, we do, this on a weekly basis. We didn't think people would like actually love us. And
Yeah.
Medina was like one of the first to see that I saw. I was like, oh my God, you guys are so great.
Yeah,
Oh my God, yeah.
we've had a couple.
I think that's
Yeah.
very shocking that people love us. to be
Yeah.
honest.
Shout out to Drew as well, who came up to me this week, said that he loves the show. He's only 2 weeks behind, so I don't know
okay.
when he listens to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, still has not met Nick. He says that he's met you, but still not has met Nick.
Yeah.
Never will. I'm like a ghost.
I kind of want Nick to just be walking around Uptown. and then just be like, have other people dress up as him as the same day.
See, that's,
my God,
see,
that's
that's,
it.
what, see, that's what you don't know. I never drive up Uptown. I never come to Uptown. If I'm not
Joke's
recording,
on you.
I'm never in Uptown.
Yeah, that's true.
Here's your hint. He doesn't live in LA County.
Yeah.
He's in the OC. That's why he went to an Angels game.
I don't know. He's at Jack's a whole lot. I got you at Jack's.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
right.
at Costco.
Bro,
I know.
it's
He
so bad.
sends us a picture of you at
I
Costco.
just keep bumping it. And you know what the funny thing is?
Yeah.
So we're sitting at Costco.
Yeah.
Me and Monica is getting her tire rotations, and we're eating and everything like that. And then I'm on my phone, and then Monica goes, Nick, and I'm like, what? And then she goes, celebrity sighting.
Oh my god.
No.
And then I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, look over my shoulder. It's a celebrity sighting. And then I'm like, oh, no, it's not. And then I look up and I just see Junior.
Yeah. Trying to figure out how to order my hot dogs.
He's
Right?
trying to figure out how to order on the kiosk.
I'm like, okay, for you guys, if you guys don't know about celebrity sightings, you have to visit Tattoo Junior, JUNIR 311, because I literally do this thing, especially at Knott's Berry Farm,
Yeah. I was
gonna
where
say.
if somebody looks like somebody, like a celebrity, celebrity sighting, and like, yeah, that's what I do. Just record them.
Which people will expect this month coming up.
This month coming
Yeah.
up. Yeah, we'll talk about all that.
Yeah,
later,
Do me a favor,
so I did.
Rene, angle
Yeah.
his
I-
mic so that it's forward, please.
I don't think I actually showed it to you because I sent it to them in the chat, in our group chat. I was like,
Oh.
I sent celebrity sighting.
Yeah.
And I did the same thing you did.
Yeah.
and I sent it over to them.
Yeah.
And then that's what I was like, Junior.
I'm like, oh hey, what's up?
Yeah, we just keep bumping
It's
into
like
each other.
celebrity sightings.
Yeah, I don't. But in all fairness, you don't live that far away from Monica.
I don't. No.
You really
no.
don't. She
Okay, let's
lives-
not disclose the location of like.
You're at
what-
Costco.
8. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Well, you guys are in
You
the same
live
neighborhood.
some-
You guys are in the same neighborhood.
You live somewhere in California.
Yeah.
Be it
Yeah.
north, south, central.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm right there.
You're
someplace.
sure you're around there. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe you come from Arizona, dude.
Come on
Closer to-
down.
It's closer
Yeah.
to Norwalk.
11139 First Avenue.
Oh my god.
Whittier, California. That's a shop. That's a tattoo shop.
Yeah, that's a
I
shop,
basically
yeah.
live there.
Yeah. We'll talk more
Yeah.
about that when we open up the platform
Yeah.
for your achievements and the stuff that you'd like to share.
I'm excited to be here. Thanks, guys.
No,
Thank
we
you.
appreciate you being here.
Appreciate it, yeah.
Now, do you want to do the regular show stuff that we always do?
Yeah, go ahead.
Perfect. All right. So, can we do a quick little thing of Gurren Lagann? I watched 4 episodes.
Oh,
Okay.
did you?
I did.
You know what the worst part is? I finished it.
Yeah, I know. we all knew
While
that.
driving.
While driving, probably.
No.
So I text.
Okay. Here was my thing. I actually do have a problem now with Gurren Lagann.
What do you mean?
I went back to watch it, and then I got to the end, and I was like, "This is a really poignant, and like great ending." And then I thought about it, and I was like, "Oh my god, wait, why do we have that?" There's a scene.
No,
that
no,
I'm
no,
like,
no,
I don't understand why it's
No. Hang
They
on.
kind of
No.
updated it with the movie that came out like this year.
Was there a movie that came out this year?
There was like a movie. It was like an abridged, so it's
Okay.
like all of Gurren Lagann in just
I'll-
one
I'll-
movie.
Well, I'll talk to you about it later because it
Gurren.
kind of confused me on why it was there. Like it kind of confused me on why it's there, and I was like, that's odd.
I haven't watched any this week.
Yeah. Anyway, where are you at?
Episode 9.
I was hearing the podcast from last week in the shower
Oh,
today. When we got to that, when
yeah,
you
I
were
thought
just
you were just
yelling, I was
laughing.
dying in the shower.
Last week, God, just letting you know, you were shaking that camera so hard. You're working.
You guys
on
are in an earthquake zone. That's why.
the stability of
No.
that camera.
I finished up episode 9. I couldn't get to 10, but I was telling Sean that I'm locked in.
Did you?
I'm locked in, but your 3-episode rule doesn't work for the show.
Yes, it
At
does.
least it doesn't work for me because
Nothing works. For you.
Nothing.
We've established the
We've
3
established
episode
the-
did not work for you.
yes, it did not work for me, and the reason why was because we were talking about it slightly outside the shop. That the first arc ends on episode 7, and then episode 8 is the beginning of the new arc after. Spoiler alert, Kamina basically dies. I don't know what happens, and I'm not going to look at you because if anything does happen, I don't want it spoiled. I'm locked in. 100% locked in. 100% locked in. Like,
Wait,
I-
so you got to episode 9?
yeah, episode 9.
Yeah.
Episode 8 is where
So-
Kamina basically dies.
I mean, basically.
Basically. He's dead.
He's,
Dude's dead.
Yeah.
he was cut in half.
It was
he's
so
dead.
cool.
He's
So
a
cool.
super
And you
dead.
know what? I'm kind of happy he's dead.
Why?
Because I didn't care for him up until that
You
point.
shut your mouth.
No, I didn't. I honestly didn't. I kind of started
Such a
disliking him
man.
as a character.
Such
Why?
a man.
He was just so like arrogant, and it felt like
He was you?
wow, that was kind of uncalled for. Jesus. Well,
It's
yeah, I know.
It's
Did it hit you like personally? Like
Yeah,
what?
that was a little. I was just
No,
like,
no, I'm just saying, like, why? What? I don't understand why the arrogancy, like, it
because
works.
he didn't
in
even
the
let
very
me
beginning.
finish. You just said like, oh, arrogance. Like, oh, so you like, no, whoa, dude, there's more to it.
Okay.
let him
So-
cook.
This is just
Let him
Nick
cook.
defending his show.
I know. Basically, he got all mad all of a sudden. No, so I didn't like Kamina at first because I didn't like Kamina up until that point because it went back to the same thing that I think you might have mentioned where the show was all about like believe in yourself and things are gonna happen, and then the Gurren Lagann got fixed because they believed in it and like it grew drills and stuff. And I'm like, all right, we're getting to the realm where it's like.
Positive vibes.
Positive vibes is
that's
the
what
thing that
runs
fights the
mechs.
finish. Exactly.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where he was all about like, we're not going to give up. We're not going to back down. We're not going to retreat. And I'm like, okay,
I'm not gonna back.
look, man, these anime tropes can only go so far. It's cool. I love the
It's
animation.
the resolve. He has resolve.
He does.
You
He
know?
does.
Yeah.
And so there came a point where I'm just like, he's too light of a character that I don't want to root for him. He's too like easy to like. I want a character that needs
What?
to be built.
If you have seen Gurren Lagann, any of you who are currently watching the show right now, let us know in the comments. Do you agree with Bryan? What are your
Maybe
what,
not.
What are your take backs?
Maybe
Because
not.
If,
And-
if you've seen the show, I'm interested to see what your experience
And
was
I'll tell
with
you-
Gurren Lagann.
feel like-
I'll tell you this.
Genuinely
I
am,
feel like Kamina is like one of the most like across the board everybody really loves.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that's
I've-
fine.
I've
That's
never
fine.
heard of
I
someone-
I've never
just,
heard anybody
But here's the thing:
Yeah.
people
hate
like
him
in
because he's too
Dragon Ball,
likable.
people like Vegeta. They love
Yeah.
Vegeta.
I love Vegeta
I don't
too.
like
Vegeta
Vegeta.
too,
I'm a
yeah.
Gohan guy. I love Gohan.
love Gohan.
I love characters that have like
can
that
like-
start almost to nothing and require like a build to get to a great point.
Yeah, that's
so
Vegeta.
like
character
Vegeta-
development.
Vegeta was a bottom tier.
yeah, but Vegeta was also
Warrior.
kind of like
Getting called
arrogant
monkey
and just,
all the time.
Yeah,
by
yeah, but he's
Frieza.
just he's kind of like an asshole and he
Yeah.
didn't get until Super where I'm just like, okay, now I can kind of like
What are you
him.
talking about? The Boo arc.
The Majin
Oh,
arc.
Literally,
that
the
the
Majin
Boo
arc.
arc.
Well, I
It's
wouldn't
like-
even say the
forgot about
Majin
that.
arc where it
That-
was like
that's
where
the
he
Boo arc.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I
the-
mean, look, Nick.
Majin Buu.
I feel
That's
like
what- that's what I got.
this segment should be me expressing my thoughts on the show. It shouldn't be you defending the show.
Let's let him. Let's, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just
I
saying
get
in
it. We
general.
love that you love this show, but keep in mind, I've loved things that you've come in and just started shredding it apart like chicken, dude. Like this show for me is something of a new experience.
Okay.
And I'm looking at it from the lens of someone that has never seen it. I'm locked in after episode 8.
Yeah,
now
you're still watching it. Yeah.
Now I'm in. Now I didn't even want to stop at 9, but I had to finish Agatha. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I have to stop this because there's no way I'm going to continue on with like I can't. We have to talk about Agatha. Yeah.
Did you like the bathhouse?
Yes.
The
Yes.
bathhouse because of all the cameos that they had in there.
Yes.
I
So-
I love that. That was so cool.
So
Great callback.
Yeah, and you know what? That episode was interesting because now there's like an actual. For once they felt in a way like naked. Obviously they were, but they were defenseless. And now we kind of got to see them struggle a little bit. From there, we get into the part where basically the arc before Kamina dies, or right when Kamina dies. We get the next episode right there. I'll say, like I've said it before, I'm locked in.
Okay.
100% devoted.
I think it's episode because when I was going through, I actually forgot. There's a recap episode. It's episode 14 or 15.
Is it?
There's a recap episode.
The bathhouse episode kind of felt a little bit like a recap.
No. Like this one was legit. Like you see
full-on
the
recap.
like
Flashbacks.
Yeah.
Kinda
you know?
like
no.
yeah.
It's the
Clips
artist
verbatim.
drawing.
Oh.
It's the artist drawing, and like he's drawing like coming from the dirt, and then like it shows like the beginning, and then it shows like the battle of so and so, and then it does all these things. Yeah, and I know I forgot about it too. And then when I was watching, I'm like, all right, cool, let's go to the next episode. And then as soon as I started watching, I'm like, this is a very different episode.
I'm
And it was a
just-
recap episode.
I'm gonna say that
like
I
14,
think
15.
it felt a little bit cluttered for me with Kamina, Simone, and what's her name?
Yoko?
Yoko. Now that Kamina's dead, I'm very interested to see where Simone's direction goes with his arc.
Did Nina get picked? I mean, not Nina.
The mysterious girl. I don't know her name yet, but the super pale
Yeah.
pink haired girl.
She already got
I am
picked up, right?
yes, and I'm super interested. Like there's elements in the show after episode 8 that I'm like everything is being put together in a place where I'm like really really wanting to know the secrets and just wanting to know more about this world. It did more than the first episode did.
Yeah.
To me.
Have you watched any more this week, Rene?
No, not this week. I'll probably start now because now I'm done with
The 31
days
days
of horror movies.
Yeah.
So I have that month break, and then after that, December will come up. And
It
I'll do
reminds
25
me a
days.
lot of the conversations when you talked about My Hero.
Yeah.
Like when the struggles of the characters
Yeah.
begin to become like actual struggles.
Yes.
That's where it gets to. Like that's where the show gets to after episode 8.
Okay.
Where the threats aren't threats, they're reality. And so you're put in this position as a viewer where you're like, now I'm really interested in seeing how every single one of these characters is going to grow. There's no longer belief. There's no longer someone guiding them into belief. It's them needing to learn how to believe.
Yeah, they got to find that
Yeah,
on their own now.
there's no longer like just like somebody who's saying like, guys, we can do this.
Yeah.
Everybody is like, we can't do this, and now they need a new symbol. Actually, it's interesting because we need a new symbol of peace. We need a new symbol to follow behind. Yeah. And it's really interesting. How do you like the Daiguren? Like, how do you like the team?
It's too new. Yeah, it's too new. But I'm interested to learn. Like that's what this show is doing to me. That's what the show is doing right now. I wasn't interested in learning. I didn't care. I was interested, but I wasn't like devoted in the first 8 episodes.
Because it's really interesting that they slot out like a big character like Kamina, and then they add another like 8 characters.
But those 8 characters are put in a position. They're put into the show where now I'm like really interested to see how these pieces connect. Again, I think Kamina, to me, and probably why I didn't like him, was he was like a handicap in terms of like trying to connect all the pieces. Whereas me as a viewer, I kind of want to put the pieces together myself.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
Kamina was
He was explaining it to you. He was spoon feeding it.
He was spoon feeding in a way. Like if pieces didn't work, he would just make you believe that it had to work. His entire motive is belief.
I would go.
Have you ever seen Gurren Lagann?
No, I'm like, you guys sold me.
It's
I really
yeah,
wanna
it's,
watch
it's a
it.
really fun anime. It's a fun
I'm
show.
on board with it. Like now I'm on that boat of like, oh, this is.
You could probably
good.
watch it in the shop. It's like it's on Hulu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on Hulu.
Dub.
Okay.
If you go
Do you
on
have-
Crunchyroll, it's only have it subbed.
Do you
I don't know
have
why
a
they-
Hulu with
why
commercials?
Yeah, absolutely. No.
Okay,
I
good.
got Hulu with commercials.
He's a successful person, Brian.
Wow, dude.
Business owner.
He's a successful business
premium.
owner. He doesn't have commercials. What are you talking about?
This town's
No.
too
You got-
important for ads.
Yeah.
He's running a business.
No, because Hulu,
Time is money.
Hulu with ads with anime, there's always ads after the credits or after the intro.
Yeah.
Halfway through the show, and then like 3/4 of the way through, and I'm just like, I can't do this, dude.
It's they're
rough.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's rough, and they're 2 minutes
and some of
apiece.
them are like, oh yeah, it's like a 5-minute.
Yeah.
The 5-minute ones in the beginning and the end of the episode, you're like, come on.
But do you
you
get
watch it long enough, the ads do disappear because I was
Eventually.
watching One Piece on Hulu, and then the next episode just started, no ads, nothing. I went like 13
I think it's-
episodes in.
Why don't you just use my Crunchyroll? I gave everybody.
I
the
have Crunchyroll.
It's not on. It's ad free on Crunchyroll.
Oh no, I know, but this is like when I didn't have Crunchyroll at the
Oh,
time.
okay. I was
Yeah.
about to
This
say,
is back
like-
when we weren't privileged. You know?
I was
When you
about to
didn't
say,
share
I
the
was like-
wealth. No, but to go back, what I was meaning was Kamina was too much of a character that required you to believe in everything he said. So anytime a character was introduced,
He was the fighting spirit.
He was the fighting spirit.
What does a group have if they don't have a fighting spirit in a setting that is dystopian and it's
Exactly.
dog eat dog?
But now I'm in-
that key needs to be there.
but now I'm interested now that he's not there.
My thing is that I thought he was really good at being this interesting rebel leader.
Yeah.
Where like everybody's like Kamina, it's Kamina. Like the reason why we joined Kamina. Like Simone is technically the one with all the power, but it's Kamina. He's the one that we came to follow.
He was the glue.
Mouthpiece. He's
Yeah,
the
But now
mouthpiece.
I'm interested to
But
know
it's-
what happens when the glue disappears.
I know, but that's the interesting part is that once you get to these episodes that you're at,
Yeah.
like especially the immediate aftermath of Kamina's death, you get to this point of all these people came to help Kamina. He's dead now,
Yeah,
and
because
they're all like, "What are we doing here?"
Because in
Why are we
episode
here?"
9, it goes back to like Deku. I'm going to reference like My Hero, right? Because that's probably the most recent one that you and I have both seen. It's kind of like Deku realizing his hero can't do anything, and so he has this moment of like anger, frustration, and confusion. You have that moment with Simone in the 9th episode where he doesn't know what to do, and people are beginning to doubt him. So I'm sold. In
Yeah,
conclusion,
and, like, Yeah, there's interesting moments where like people of like confidence,
Yeah.
like people who are like really close to him are just kind of going like, "You're useless."
You're touching on my hero. Essentially, Kamina is All Might.
All Might.
They are the same
They-
person
they-
in 100%. Like
Yeah.
they're so identical.
Yeah, they're the symbol of peace.
They're the symbol.
Except
of
Kamina is
strong hope.
Kamina is reckless and
So is All
All
Might.
Might
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
But so is All Might.
He was at one point, and we do
Yeah.
see that. This is not like something that we speculated. Like we did see him in his younger years.
In,
and
in
how
all,
we, how
in
we
all fairness,
operated.
I do feel that if you would have gotten a Kamina in his later years, you probably would have gotten the same thing that you got from an All Might.
He would have been so cool.
He would have been really-
He would have been.
Yeah, he would have been
so
really cool.
I will
But-
also say that there's a lot of parallels to Evangelion. Like a lot of parallels. Like when the mechs start fighting, there's certain scenes that I'm just like, oh, this is legitimately
the
like
thing
Evangelion.
I'm most interested in is Junior. If you do watch it,
Yeah.
I'm interested because the animation style is very pencil.
Okay.
It's very like hand drawn. It's very like old school, like combination between like pencil drawings and what was it like that new age CGI. So
Right.
it still has like that old feeling to it, and not only that, but also it has some beautiful imagery of like the way that it uses color and the way that it like washes certain things out, or the way that they use black and white in certain areas. Or the way that they use blues too, like they use like pretty blues.
Like you sold me, man. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, it's got
It's
some.
a gorgeous looking
It's
show
a
from
gorgeous looking show.
2003.
So let me know what you think about it though, because Nick has his 3-episode rule. I didn't get sold until the 8th episode.
Okay.
Like for me, it took all 8 episodes. Not that I didn't like the first the second onward, because I didn't care for the first episode. I legitimately hated the first episode.
Okay.
From
He's
episode.
a bad person to take that from. Don't take that. Just
no,
take.
he's gonna-
Dude, let me.
No. But I'm just saying in general. Just don't automatically go like I'm gonna hate this episode.
No.
Well,
Just
No.
go
I'm
into
just
it.
giving my
He's
point.
gonna-
Like I'm giving my
I have
point.
faith that he's gonna watch it. And he's
Yeah,
gonna be like,
because
is awesome.
that's the thing is that like for me, I don't ever recommend, or I try not to anymore, because I used to be that way where I'm like forcing people to watch it in a certain way. For me now, when it comes to like especially anime, I'm not an anime watcher.
I'm not either.
I don't
That's
like
what I was gonna
it's
say,
not my
yeah.
thing. So for me, any rules or things that go about it, it's kind of like no, I have my own thing to really
Yeah.
care for. So like Nick has his rules of like every 3 or the first 3 is usually what sells you, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. For me, anime does take a little bit to kind of sell me. Sometimes it tells me on the first episode,
Yeah.
sometimes it tells me on the 8th. In this one, it was the 8th.
Yeah.
I was telling them that the first episode, I'm very there's a word for it, but I have a very strong distaste towards sexualization in anime. And the first one, for me at least, had a lot of it. So I personally didn't like it. But anytime I try to tell other people about that, I'm like, don't take my personal taste
Yeah.
into consideration. If you can get through it, then that's great, because everything else could be 100% worth it for you.
I know, like for me and my wife is the anime girl. She loves anime. She watches all that stuff. I'm more of the comic book guy.
Yeah.
So I remember one time, I think I was sick for one whole week, and I'm like, let me put on an anime. Let me see what it's all about. And I watched Attack on Titans. That anime
right.
changed
Oh,
my
yeah.
whole life.
That's a very interesting one to start
It,
with.
I know,
It's a very
yeah.
interesting one to start with.
literally-
That's cool.
That's like anime.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I go, oh my god, it's all anime like this? She's like,
Yeah.
oh no,
Yeah.
not at all. You watched like the Rolls Royce of anime. So I'm like, all right,
yeah.
right now we just finished JJK, and I thought that was like amazing.
JJK
So,
is really,
yeah.
really good.
yeah, so I'm like, oh man, the story's so good.
They're novellas.
they are.
They're
Exactly
just
what they are.
they're soap operas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's wants me to get on Demon Slayer.
Yeah, I think you like Demon Slayer.
Demon
I
Slayer.
started
Yeah.
watching a few
Beautiful.
of it. Again, I know nothing, so I don't know any of these these characters.
I think-
it's crazy because I draw them all the time.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, he's like, draw this guy. Who's this guy? Do some research. Oh, okay, I'll draw him.
You're like, all right.
yeah.
No, but because I'm interested to see, because especially like Demon Slayer, it's interesting to see a still image, and then it's another thing
Yeah.
to see them in motion, because especially in Demon Slayer, that's one of the big things that anime is known
Yeah.
for. It's known for its story, but it's primarily known for its just beautiful
Just
animation.
beautiful animation,
And to see
yeah.
these characters in motion, and
Yeah.
the way that they use colors, and the way that they use shapes, and
Yeah.
their environments, and how
It's
like,
beautiful. It's
and
just beautiful.
It's just beautiful artwork,
Yeah.
and that's it. Like, and once to see them actually in motion,
Yeah,
total difference.
love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys told me I'm gonna watch.
Do
it.
you
And I'm
like
just-
do you like sports at all?
Do I like sports?
Well, I mean, like,
Dodgers,
dumb
Dodgers.
question. No. I would definitely recommend like there's a couple of really good sports animes.
Okay.
Especially like with baseball or with volleyball, basketball. There's
Okay.
like a lot of these like
There's a cool soccer one
There's
from
a-
like
Yeah.
back in the 90s or the
yeah,
80s.
it's like the
Okay,
80s
this is
soccer.
probably like deep cuts. Do you guys remember the Ronin Warriors?
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
Oh my god! I was like, I'm trying to find their toys, first of all. But oh my god, I
I
went
think I
back.
saw some
I
at LA
had
Comic
one.
Con.
Yeah, I'm trying to find those, but I went back and watched them, and I'm like, boy, this is very old, but it's still like it brought me back to my childhood. Where like, oh man, this was on. Like we really wanted to stay home and watch it.
I miss that graininess.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, I love it.
The,
It's awesome.
The one that I really like, especially around that time, is it's one of my favorite Gundams.
Gundam.
G.
Oh,
G
oh,
Gundam.
yes.
G Gundam is my favorite.
Yes.
I love it. The only bad part is you just can't find it anywhere.
Yeah.
No.
That's why I have it. If you want it, I have a flash drive.
Okay, perfect.
Because I gave Sean just a flash drive with just anime on it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think it's in there.
No, I have it.
Oh.
It's on my bookshelf.
Is it on your? I put Gundam on that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well then.
Gundam is on it. It's
All
G
right.
Gundam is on it. But like Mobile Suit Gundam, Big O, what was it? Sailor Moon.
Okay.
A lot of these are kind of precursors to other things.
Okay.
I think another one you would really like is Kenshin.
Okay.
Samurai X or Rurouni Kenshin. The idea is that there was the Great Samurai War, and he was like the deadliest killer. And
Alright.
when the war ends, he regrets everything he's done, and he now becomes basically I won't kill anymore.
I know the very first anime I watched, and actually remember watching was Vampire Hunter D. And you guys remember that?
I love
Oh my
Vampire
God.
Hunter D.
And it's
That's a oh
again,
my
that
god,
was
it's
that
so
art style
beautiful.
back.
yes.
I want that
So
back.
do I.
Yeah.
Because that's really like taking stuff like that
gothic.
made me want
Yes.
to draw.
I think
more
that's
of that
Amano.
stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Amano
Yeah.
from Square Enix.
Did you ever watch
like Sephiroth.
Did you ever watch the sequel?
No, I did. I just watched that, and here's the thing: I only watched it once. So it's not like I know everything about it, and like, but there are bits and pieces of artwork that I can still remember watching, and I do take like pieces of that and try to incorporate, especially like around this season, incorporate that into my art style. It's awesome.
Yeah,
Check
and-
out Angel's Egg. That's
Okay.
a movie that he also did, and it's kind of like a 3 little stories all kind of revolving and happening at the same time, like a Crash.
Okay,
So it's kind of that setting. It's from
right.
from the 90s, and that art style is
I love it.
Have you watched anything from
angelic.
Studio Ghibli?
No.
Like,
and again, I
uh,
draw stuff like that, but no.
Like Kiki's Delivery Service,
No,
or
my wife has. Like I said, she's
Porco
seen all that
Rosso.
stuff. Yeah.
also King Mononoke. A lot of I think those will inspire you because the way that once again with the way that they were able to animate back then, and the way that they're able to show motion, the way that they're able to show colorization, the way that they're able to show environments is beautiful. Especially when you look at it, and you're like, somebody hand drew this.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
And it's not even, and it's the idea of while other people were doing, Mickey Mouse, and they were doing like these like really simplistic kind of drawings, these people were drawing like canvases.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and
Like-
then making them animated.
Yeah, and then they were
It's-
making them
it's
move.
Awesome. Yeah,
And then you were going like, oh my god, like, where is this?
yeah.
The Academy of Science and Art, the Oscars Museum, actually had a exhibit with Studio
really?
Ghibli, which was pretty cool because it went over the art and everything, and
I got
The-
had
that's
some
just
stills.
awesome.
And you can kind of pick anything from Studio Ghibli. I definitely recommend Kiki's Delivery Service
Okay.
just because it's a very cute. It's very cute. There's no. There's nothing that's like really like polarizing. It's just a cute story.
All right,
You want
And-
something rugged?
give it to me, Sean.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh my god,
Oh,
What
God.
I will
You're not the
recommend
first to say that. Yeah.
JoJo's is so rough.
the one from the
So
90s
So
because
what's
you can watch like 3 movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
3 OVAs, and you can just watch that, and the art style for that is way better than, for me personally, what the new JoJo is.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
It got weird.
it's dark. It's dark. It's very serious,
Deal.
and just like super muscular, like wrestling dudes just doing
the-
crazy poses
the
and
cre-
having.
The creator of JoJo's, he said, there's 2 things I love the most: wrestling, or no, 3 things. It's wrestling, action, which are action movies, and rock and roll.
Nice.
So everybody there is like Speedwagon.
REO
or
Speedwagon.
REO Speedwagon.
Mr. Zeppelin, Led Zeppelin.
All right.
Yeah, so
Dio.
a lot of the characters are named after like
All right,
80s.
you guys sold it again. That's it. Done. I'm gonna watch all this.
And then it's like a vampire story, and then everybody's just built like an 80s superstar.
Yeah.
Where like they were like, oh,
like me, right?
yeah.
They're teenagers and they're just like,
They're
yo.
they're teenagers and they're doing like
Well, then I tell you what, I'm
Schwarzenegger.
canceling all my appointments next week. We're watching this.
JoJo.
Dude, I just love how you, as someone that's never seen anime, is getting all this. If I would have gotten the same support as a kid with anime, I think I would have been, I would have probably been watching
Come
more
watch anime with me at my house.
I
And
think that's
you
the
will
thing.
love it.
I
all
think
right?
so, because like Nick has tried to recommend things like, but I think it's too late now. In my age, I think I need to be sat down to watch because like I grew up like in middle,
style?
huh?
Like Clockwork Orange.
No, basically because like because that's just
I got the tape ready.
no, because like I grew up watching Dragon Ball, and to me Dragon Ball was. I mean, look, this is the shirt I'm wearing right now. Yeah. But like in middle school, I would get called out for being vanilla with anime because I like Dragon Ball. That discouraged me. Then I watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I watched the first season. Then I got told you did it wrong. And when I get told I did it wrong, I'm like, okay, fine.
How'd you
know
do it
what?
wrong?
Because the first season wasn't the representation that it deserved. You needed to watch the second and third season.
Huh?
So I'm like,
Wait,
okay,
what?
that's
What do you
what I
mean?
was told. Because the first season doesn't match the second season. They're
It's
like
a
two different.
It's a continuation.
Yeah.
Same story.
Basically, but they didn't want me to watch the first one. So I was like, and I got told this by like several
Wait,
people.
why would
No,
it's the introduction of the
I
entire
know,
story.
I know
Whoever
this.
this person
what I'm saying-
was,
They're
was
dumb.
trying
wrong.
to play with your
Yeah,
head.
they're very
Yes,
dumb.
100%.
Who are you? Who are you? I am
You
angry
damaged
for
him.
this man.
Now
I am angry
we have
for
to
this
deal
man.
with
So then
this.
you know
Pray
what?
I don't find you.
And then then I watched Initial D. But here was the thing: I had to
oh my
watch
God.
Initial D in secret because Initial D has two different fans. They have the weebs. They have the weebs and they have the gearheads. I can deal with gearheads. I cannot deal with weebs because weebs are the most arrogant,
They are.
just like
They are.
stubborn people I've ever met. Like if you tell them like, "Oh, I watch Initial D," and it's just not an anime they're into,
Yeah.
they're gonna shut you down
yeah.
like hard.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let me watch it in peace. I love Initial D.
Yeah.
I loved it. Then afterwards, when I finished it, I'm like, oh yeah, I watched Initial D. Sure enough, there were people that are like, it's okay, and I'm like, all right, that's great. That's your take on it.
It's one of
I love it.
It's one of like the best driving animes like
It's,
ever
in
made.
my opinion, the best one because it has a great mixture of music.
Y'all just gotta make me a list.
No, okay,
And
would love to.
just,
In,
like,
in all fairness,
I'll watch it.
Let's give him a flash drive.
Please
the,
do.
the reason why Initial D is so interesting is because
stuff.
the creator actually went to the Drift King.
Oh no
Like,
way, really?
He actually went to him because it was like starting up in Japan.
Yeah.
And he goes, I want you to teach me how to drift.
What does DK
So that way
stand for?
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong. but he legitimately started going, okay, so what I want you to do is every single time I make a script, I want you to tell me
It's a great
how,
movie. Good shit.
I'm gonna show you the route, and then you're gonna tell me how they could how could they physically race it.
Let's do
And
this
then-
research.
Yeah, and then he would then go, okay, cool. He would then do it he would then drive it
Shut up.
and then go, okay, cool. This is how I would do
Well,
it.
it makes sense because like throughout the whole race, there's a lot of like physics that get taken into consideration. So like one of my favorite races is when he has, I don't know how you say it, but it's like a gum something, whatever. Basically, he had to put his hand taped to the steering wheel. One hand to the steering wheel taped and the other one could be free because they have to shift, right? But basically, he had to figure out a way to make the car turn without having to turn the wheel 180 or like a full,
How do you
a
do
full
that?
360. He had to. Have you never seen Initial D?
No.
Basically, he had to do a trick where he had to throw the car in one direction, then throw it back,
Yeah, he
and
had to
have the
countersteer.
wheel divot fall into the divot of the
then that'll keep it
track,
straight,
and
and then
that
he
kept
can-
it angled so that the back of the car could actually do a full like.
Yeah.
It basically had to be with
seeing
other.
it.
It's good.
It's super interesting because because like people later on have like gone back to the physics and they were like, in a computer it doesn't make sense. Like if you were to put the physics of this, it doesn't make sense. And then they went to DK and he was like, I'll show you how I can do it. and then like he did it. He drove it and he did it in that car and they were like, right, well, I guess it works.
Program delete.
Look, we
Yeah,
got to
and-
move on
Not
from anime
reliable.
pretty
But
quickly,
it-
but I will say this. This is my last point when it comes to initial
Also,
D.
the cool thing is that the main car, the reason why it's used is because that's DK. That was DK's first car when he was in high school.
which is
That was
pretty great.
and that was
That's a deep
what he
cut.
learned. That's what he learned to drift in.
I will say this.
So they made it the hero car.
Initial D got me hooked the first episode, and the reason why is because of a cup of water.
Oh
Cup of
yeah.
water.
So the
Not
cup of
spill it.
yes, and
Yeah.
there's a reason why, and it's because my dad told me the same thing.
Yeah.
So basically, when you drive a car, anytime you steer it a certain direction, you're
Yeah.
going to shift the weight because of gravity, right?
Right.
So I think it's explained in the first, or it might be explained in the second or third episode.
First or second, yeah.
It's basically the dad tells him if you spill a single drop, you basically shifted the momentum of the car.
Right.
So you're not in full control of the drift as you descend the mountain. And that immediately hooked me on. And I'm like, that is freaking dope. If we're getting that technical with these like moves, I'm in.
Brian's gonna be with little Brian. Now listen.
It's gonna be like Dom. It's gonna be like
mini-me.
it's gonna be like Dom and Brian.
Put me into the
Brian
freaking
Torino.
Dodger Stadium parking lot right now. We're going to go ahead and start drifting the cars, dude.
No, you guys have me. Honestly, give me a list. I'll watch.
Well,
it.
that's Nick's job. He's got a list for
We
you.
could- I can give you like 10, like
Yeah.
10 to start with.
I'll just give you two.
My wife's
Initial
gonna
D.
Love you. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Initial D, and if you've never seen Evangelion, watch Evangelion, but don't watch it until you can
Watch
handle.
season 3.
I feel
That's
like
where
you're
the
gonna
story
like it, being a
Which one?
because it's very rooted in faith and Christianity
Which
as
one?
well.
Evangelion?
Evangelion.
Oh
yes.
yeah.
There's a priest who watches it, and the way he dissected it, and he's taking passages from the Bible, and he's showing the parallels, and I'm like, this man loves Christ, and this man loves anime so much. He made it entertaining.
It's just a heavy watch.
I'm gonna watch
It-
it.
it
I'm gonna
really
watch
is.
It's
they-
good, but it's a heavy watch.
right.
Those are my two: Initial D and Evangelion.
Okay.
I love those two. And Dragon Ball, if you've never seen them, but Dragon Ball's great. Do we move on to comic strips?
Yeah.
All right.
Get that
I've
out
only
of the
got a
way.
couple because we want to get to you and talk about your stuff.
Start
Comic
taking-
strips. Portion of the show where we talk about topics that don't merit a 10 to 15 minute conversation. I maybe got like 3 pieces just real quick. Let's start with some wrestling stuff. So, per Fightful Select, it was announced that Indy Hartwell will be effectively a free agent within 90 days. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Indy Hartwell, she was with Candice Ray. She's this tall girl, wears a ponytail, was in NXT for like 2 years.
For a while.
Yeah, for a while.
Yeah.
Anyways, Indy Hartwell then goes on Twitter, retweets it with a caption saying, "Wait, what?" So, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Tonight, she appeared on SmackDown with Candice Ray.
Okay, so personally, I think they're not using her well.
They're not.
They're not.
They're
okay.
not.
So you have a talent like her, who honestly can out wrestle, outshine a lot of the female wrestlers there.
Can you pull up a photo of Indy Hartwell so you can show Nick?
Okay, and
Don't you have a giant screen in front of you?
I do, but if I twist it, it's
twist
gonna
it.
turn it off.
but they're not
never
utilizing
turns
her
off
the
when I
right way.
twist it.
But there's a lot of other. Yeah, see, there she is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other female wrestlers that they're just not doing that because you have your top twos live in Rio right now.
Yeah.
Live in
Okay,
Rio,
and,
yeah.
and that's cool. I love the storyline. It's
Tiffany
awesome.
Stratton is also making
Tiffany's
rounds.
Yep. But you have again Indy Hartwell can do so much. You can do so much with her.
In all fairness, I actually don't like what's going on with Rhea Ripley and
I
Liv.
think it's just too long now.
Well, not only that, but also I don't like that this rivalry has then also devolved into "you stole my man."
Well, that's the whole.
That's a
the whole-
novella
that's the
kind of
story.
thing. Yeah.
No, but that's the whole story. It really is.
And I
That's
get
the
that.
drama of it.
I do get that, but I think it's very.
I think it should.
No, but
be
I see
done.
what you mean. Though, yeah.
Because like I don't understand when the guys are wrestling and it's all about my family, it's all about like dynasty, it's all about like my next thing, and then you get to these women who are the champions of their champions, and then they're like, girl, you gotta get my man back, and it's like what
So-
but
it
look-
was such
look
a
at-
downgrade on the storytelling.
But look at Dom's character though.
I wouldn't date
That's just
that.
it.
I don't
Yeah,
even
but
know. I don't
it's-
understand
like-
why we're fighting
but
over him.
But look at his character.
So-
he's actually lowering himself down
Yes.
to do the storyline.
Even
you
Rey
kind-
Mysterio says it's the worst match I've ever won.
So here's what I will say about the whole Liv and Rhea
Yeah.
thing. I think that personally, a lot of this stuff is going on because of Rhea fans. Because
of course.
I've told this to Rene several times. Rhea was not believable, at least to me, as a champion, because a lot of her fights were won within like minutes.
Yeah.
And I get it. She's a powerhouse. She's buff. She's got really great moves. But when you have challengers that could be really great matchups end in 2 minutes. The biggest one for me was Zelina Vega when I was fighting in Puerto Rico. That should have been a Vega win. Yeah. But they gave it to Rhea.
Of course.
Now, the problem is that if you idolize, basically, if you like put them up on a pedestal where they're untouchable, right? WWE is going to make these people become the superstars and sell their stories hard. I get what you mean, that it becomes this story of like, he stole my man and yada, yada, yada. Part of it is because of Dom, because Dom is a heel now. Yeah. He's a heel turned into a bigger heel. And it follows the Eddie Guerrero China storyline in a way. But if you push that away, the story between Liv and Rhea doesn't become about who stole whose man, but it becomes more about Liv, which is, again, this is the confusing part. This is where I have my problem with it. Liv should have never been the bad guy when Rhea was the one that broke her shoulder in the first place for no reason.
No. If you don't have Liv as the bad guy, you basically don't have a story.
You don't, and I get that. Yeah. But it's just weird to me that we're cheering for the bully in this position.
But that's wrestling.
That is wrestling.
That's wrestling. I mean, nobody should really have cheered for Stone Cold.
But they did.
Absolutely nobody should.
Yeah.
This guy's like the bully. Nobody should cheer for The Rock.
Yeah.
He's the major bully. If you really look at old Rock stuff, that guy's like the biggest
right
bully
now.
ever.
He's right now.
But that's that if you take Dom out of the equation, you really don't have a storyline.
Yes.
Then I think now you can be able to take Dom out of it. You really can, especially about what happened this last week over at NXT, where she legit got injured again. Yeah. Okay,
she legit
got injured again. Well,
we'll see. It's all for
we'll
show.
see.
Did you see what happened with the report? She has like a fractured like eye socket.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's is that real or not, or I don't know.
Sometimes they make stuff up for that. That way they can take time.
It's fake.
Yeah.
I saw the X-rays.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is it fake? Okay.
They're fake X-rays. They're not like legit. I was like,
that's the thing.
It's still real to me. Damn it! It's still real to me.
It didn't say cedar cyanide at the bottom.
No,
I'm so sorry. It's Junior, it's real. It's real.
It's still real to me.
Hold on, wait. Medina is a huge. Medina's the huge Rhea fan.
Yeah, Medina.
It's real. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She's actually injured. She's gonna come back though.
I really think. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So no, it's usually when they do stuff like that, when it's like a major injury, it's because the wrestler needs time off.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Well, in this case, I feel it's because they're trying to build up Rhea for her to come back and take Liv's.
Well, she's gonna win the Rumble.
She will. Yeah,
she's gonna win the Rumble. She's gonna go into WrestleMania, and they're gonna fight at Mania.
So I just feel my only thing is that I feel that whenever it comes to a female rivalry, they're always so like skin deep. They're never that deep of a story. Like if you go for some of the greatest rivalries in wrestling, there isn't really a female duo where you're like, damn, that was a damn good story.
I'm trying to think of one right now.
Right now, Tiffany's and Naya's is kind of interesting, only because Tiffany is actually kind of working to become appealing.
Yeah.
And it's because Nia Jax wasn't like, no one likes Nia Jax because
like her at all.
Everyone, she always injures a lot of people. She was the main reason why Bayley was out for almost 2 years.
Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch
and Becky Lynch too, because she's actually one of the
super reckless or what?
Oh yeah.
She was.
But anyway, whoa, dude, that was kind of a nice little tap on the back. I appreciated that. But she won the championship from Bayley, and then Tiffany has the Money in the Bank suitcase. So there's this tease for the last couple of months that she's going to cash in, and finally today on SmackDown, she was just like, "Well, I could still cash in on you." Yeah. And it's like, okay, now we're gonna get like the Stratton betrayal, which is good.
Again, I haven't watched SmackDown in a little while. So I don't really know what's going on with Tiffy and Nia.
It's just brewing.
It really is. I mean, I watched the highlights, and that's what I think is happening there.
What was the who's the other one where there was a problem with her because she was dating Vince, and like that was the big problem. She was Vince's mistress.
Oh my god.
Trish Stratus?
No, it wasn't Trish. It was the other blonde.
Oh, Stacey Keebler?
Yeah, I think so.
And like that's how they made their rivalry was because like it's like, oh yeah, like Vince was dating this person and then he was dating another person.
What? Wait,
Well,
was
let's
that
not
was
talk
it?
about Vince, so.
Watch the documentary. That's
Watch
all.
the documentaries all
I get
there.
what you
Yeah.
mean though. I get what you mean. It's you need to cook your female or your female rivalries a little bit more, and they just haven't gotten the opportunity, which
What
is
I'm-
kind of sucks because Indy had a kind of interesting one.
Yeah.
Where she was being, if you would have seen her wrestle like 5 months back, it was interesting because Candice LeRae was influencing her to be a heel, and Indy Hartwell was like the sweetheart that's like, oh, I'm not gonna do this. I shouldn't do it.
And it
I'm
was
like,
good.
yeah.
It was a good story because it's like, oh man, they're gonna bust anytime soon. They're gonna beat each other up, and then they're gonna have. I know, I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
Yeah,
It's
but I mean,
just like,
it's such a it's gonna be such a ooh-ah. But it's like, okay, this is like brewing. So I'm sorry, it's still real to me, damn it. But I mean, it was a good story. But again, you have somebody as talented as Indy Hartwell, man, push her, especially now that supposedly Rhea's out of it. Bring her in there.
Yeah.
I would love to see an Indie Live match.
I don't know if the news is real though. We're just gonna have to wait and see. I mean, WWE is losing wrestlers. Who just came out on AEW? Bobby Lashley.
Lashley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
My wife was not happy about that, by the way.
Oh, really? She
Oh,
wasn't?
she loves Bobby
I just want to see
for all the wrong reasons.
I just want to see deeper stories. I
Yeah,
want to see
no,
I want to see
yeah.
these deeper stories, you know, and not just they're hot men. They're hot. Oh, you insulted me this one time, and then they did the blah blah blah.
I think there's stories that haven't they do so much and then they just drop the ball in the
Yeah.
stories. They just like forget about them. Like honestly, look, I'm a WWE fan to the end.
Absolutely.
But this whole like bloodline storylines, you just gotta
it's getting-
stop.
it's getting
You just
old.
get
It's a little too
old
long.
now.
Just
give
wrap
me
it up.
something new. Give the belt back to Damian again. I really like to see Damian as champ because it was something new.
But you know why we're getting a bloodline storyline? Because WWE wants to please the Cody Rhodes fans and they want to please the Roman
Rock.
Reigns fans.
It's The Rock, dude.
Yeah,
That's
exactly. They want to keep them relevant.
And that's the thing though is you have the Bloodline is a cool story with Roman.
With Roman.
Well, now that he's back, it makes sense.
It
It's
does.
just it's
But my thing is that I feel it would have been it's a more interesting story if you still have the Bloodline and then you have the ex-leader of the Bloodline
Here's my thing,
starting up his own faction and calling it something totally different or going back to being just like a merc and going like, you know, forget the Bloodline. I'm gonna.
You don't have to do that. Like you had Jey Uso doing so good in
Yeah.
Raw, had the IC title, right?
Yeah.
Doing all this cool things. And all of a sudden,
Only
what?
had it for like less than a month.
And now he's going back.
Yeah, he's
To
going-
the
he's
I'm
teaming
like,
up
what
with
for?
Jimmy
Like, why
again.
you do that? So all that work, making him like this like awesome superstar. Just
Is Jimmy still dead?
no, he's
alive.
alive.
Yeah, he's alive. He's
His
back.
reveal was pretty
But
sick.
just to have him come back, yeah, it was actually.
It was,
really
yeah.
But just to have him go back to the bloodline, it's just like, come on, dude. Like, I'm hoping it's just that's it, just for Survivor Series. And
Well,
then they go back
at a
and
certain
that's it.
point, the Bloodline are just turning into putties. They're,
Somewhere out
like
there
they-
right now is a bloodline fan going like, ah!
dude, if
They're
the
punching
Usos,
walls right now. They're drinking monsters. There's like,
the
you son of a
Usos-
bitch!
the Usos are Goldar. That's what they are. Like it is like that is like it's like
that's
you.
funny.
I'll get
Don't you talk crap about my bloodline!
That's funny. Are they the putties with the Z on?
Yeah,
it?
like that's what they kind of what they are right now. They
yeah.
like because every single time that there's like an
Hey,
issue
bro,
in the bloodline,
honestly, like I was legit scared of those things.
Oh, yeah?
back in the day. I was like,
They
yeah.
looked creepy.
yeah.
But
Soulless
that-
eyes.
yeah,
They were horrible.
It was a soulless eyes.
Yeah.
But my thing is that every single time that there's anything wrong with the bloodline or like there's something that's gonna happen to them,
Tonga.
yeah, the Usos pop out of nowhere and they're like,
Yeah.
not today.
Yeah.
And, then, and they're like, and then they just take whoever joined the fight, and then they like, okay,
Yeah.
you're coming with me now.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's like, okay, so why were the Usos here?
I
They
will
were-
tell you right
Rocket.
now, the interesting.
Yeah, they're basically Team Rocket.
There are a couple storylines that I'm still interested in WWE. Right now, it's the Cody Rhodes and Kevin
course.
Owens thing because Randy Orton's still making eyes to the
Yeah.
belt, which I'm like, I'm sold on that one. I want the
Oh
bloodline
my
to be
God.
done.
Okay,
Yeah,
hold on. Go
Uh-huh.
ahead. Real quick. We were in Vegas last week, okay, and went to Allegiant Stadium just to scalp it out because I really want tickets to WrestleMania.
it's no longer T-Mobile Stadium, is it? Oh
No.
no, that's Golden Knights. Never mind.
So we went over there.
Yeah.
Literally, 2 hours later, who shows up?
Orton.
Cody Rhodes.
Oh, over
What,
there?
are you serious?
Cody Rhodes shows up. I got chills. Shows up at Allegiant Stadium
For what?
And
Oh,
I'm
that's
just-
right. I saw the
yeah, they're
photo
for, like,
he posted.
promo and stuff. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just like
He was
the
doing
only
a
thing.
photo
The
op
only
over
thing
there.
I said I wanted to tell him was like, dude, I know this guy Bryan. Okay, listen. If you're here for a few more hours, I'll call him. He'll come over here. I'll fly him out here. Just sign his arm. Just sign. I just want to tattoo him. Just sign his arm. Yeah, and I'm just like, oh, I had my chance. My wife, on the other hand, said, I had my chance to run away with Cody Rhodes. Oh my God. I'm sorry, Carrie.
You should have just got him. You should have had him sign transfer papers.
I really, honestly, I
that way you could just. That way you go like, oh, Brian, I got this for you.
No, it's not the same.
It's not, I know it's not the
same.
same thing, but
I need him to sign it and be like, there you go.
That's how Mandy is with Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens?
Loves Kevin
Really, my
Owens.
wife hates Kevin Owens.
She likes thick guys.
Oh, sorry.
That's why.
Did I say it?
No,
Almost.
no, you didn't.
You almost did that.
It's so
Like-
funny because we were watching wrestling at one point, and she saw they used like a lot of female referees, and she's like, "What do I have to do to be a female referee?"
Oh my
I'm
God.
like, you would get fired so quick because you'd be touching the superstars too much. Like, Kevin, are you okay?
You okay, Kevin? You okay?
Yeah, you okay? Yeah, you okay?
Oh my God.
I'm here for you. I'm here.
Over your support.
Every time Kevin Owens comes up, she's like, there's effing crybaby Kevin Owens.
Kevin, what's wrong? Why is there a bulge in your pants,
Yeah.
Kevin?
I will say though, remember when we had the wrestling party at my house?
Yeah.
My niece was there, right? And yeah, she saw hot Latin guy going, but anyways, she saw the female referee and she's just like, oh my God, there's female referees. I'm like, oh yeah, they're awesome.
She
She's
should
like-
look into the female wrestlers
yeah,
at
she-
WWE because some of those stories are pretty sick.
And she said,
Yeah.
she's like, you mean I could be a referee?
a lot of them
Oh
are
yeah,
fans.
please, dude. As a matter of fact, I'll take you to school, whatever you want.
Yeah.
You want to be a referee? She's like, that seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I'm
because
like,
a
let's do it.
lot of those referees are fans themselves.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, these outfits
dream
too.
I
job.
forget her name, but the one that's the blonde one that's in WWE right now.
Uh-huh.
I forget her name, and I'm so sorry if I should know it. She actually, I think, met Cody Rhodes as a kid or something like that.
Oh, yeah, she has like blonde hair.
Yeah, and then she ended up being a referee for WWE.
for his match at
Yeah.
WrestleMania 40.
Isn't he?
40, yeah.
Isn't he also married to the announcer?
Oh, Cody?
Yeah.
Yeah, a former announcer. Yeah, she used to be an announcer, and then they went to AEW together and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Brandy,
Brandy.
Rhodes.
Brandy Rhodes.
Brandy
Yeah.
Rhodes. Yeah. Speaking of
Um,
which, sad to see Samantha leave.
Oh
Yeah.
Samantha.
Are we all?
But
The
you know what?
Other ring announcer woman, she left WWE.
Yeah.
Why is everybody leaving?
Well, her story was a
bad
little
press?
bit weird. It
No,
was. She said that she wanted different opportunities.
Yeah.
And then she came out with a post like 2 days later saying
Yeah.
that her goal was never to become an announcer. This
already
was just an
manager.
opportunity. She
Yeah.
wants to manage. So
Yeah, she wanted to move up the ladder, and they told her, "No, you're gonna be a ring announcer." And then she's like, "All right, I'm gone then."
Yeah.
You know?
She did a great job.
No, she
She
did.
did.
I love. Yeah,
she's
she-
not
yeah.
not acknowledging the fact she did a good job. It
Yeah.
just wasn't her
Yeah.
thing. And
wasn't
she
her
said
plan.
WWE is not to blame. I get it. This is just showbiz,
Yeah.
but I want to pursue it. And I'm like, that's a really great way of putting it.
If she wants to go and do a music career, go ahead. She
Do
can
it.
do it.
Go
Do
for it.
I will listen to her music or songs, whatever she does.
But
Yeah.
hopefully they do some better women's storylines, and I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this comes up.
You don't have
Especially
like legacy female wrestlers. Like my mom was a famous female wrestler, so
No.
now
No,
there's
they
nothing
don't.
like that.
Not yet.
I mean, you have,
Not-
you
okay.
have
Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte, yeah,
I mean-
or Natty. But
Yeah.
even then, they're like kind of coming towards their
They're B.
Retirement, really.
But they're not even like title card. They're not even a,
No,
like,
Charlotte Flair was.
Charlotte,
Yeah.
She was.
So was Natty for a while, but that was when they had the Divas title.
Yeah.
Charlotte
only
Flair
one
was
title.
actually one of the original Horsemen.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though, is that you had these legacies, but there is
It's
no
not being
like
played on like
it's
for,
not being
for,
played
for the
on
men's
for, like-
kind of legacy.
yeah. But not only that, but even like grievances. Like if you went Stone Cold versus what was it versus Voldemort, you
Kane?
had
Undertaker? Who?
Oh no, I was talking about McMahon, but because he said don't mention McMahon. He said don't mention
No,
Vince.
you can
You should not be named. You should have said.
Yeah. But anyway, what was it like? Stone Cold versus Vince was like this whole thing of like Vince being like super controlling, and then him basically like giving the middle finger to
his
establishment.
boss.
Yeah, to his boss, and everybody was like, oh, like that's like he should totally get fired for that, and everybody loved him for it because it was like this huge attitude era. Same thing with The Rock. You have all these other things where it's like grievances. Where like I don't like the way you're doing this, so I'm going to do this my way.
They were kind of doing that with Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Were they?
Yeah,
A little bit, yeah.
Becky Lynch. I don't think it was that believable though.
No.
It really wasn't.
It was kind of
She should have won WrestleMania 40.
You think so?
I think so.
Becky?
Becky. Yeah, I think so. I think she should have won it to make it believable because the fact that she got the women's title afterwards at a battle royale didn't make any sense.
Well, the thing is that Becky doesn't need another title.
No.
She's held every title, known in the women's division, and then it's because also Reyes just was still super hot at the time. That's the
Which she
thing.
still is.
She still is. That's the thing.
You do have some young upcoming female wrestlers coming up. You have Nikita Lyons. Nikita Lyons coming up. Roxanne Perez, who's dynamite right now. Oh my gosh, who else?
Roxanne Perez is the NXT women's champion.
Yeah,
right?
women's champion right now. I mean,
she's gonna go far. into
Lyra
the-
Valkyrie.
Oh yeah,
my God.
I'm not a fan of hers.
But she's coming
but
up.
she's
good.
has potential. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
So yeah, you do have these tough women coming up that could change the story arcs and storylines. So yeah. So there's
There's
possibilities.
Prospects.
I mean, as the years go on, there's always kind of like, but I've always felt that the women's championship, even when it was divas or anything like that, even when you had like China, China's best stories are with what's his name,
Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero. All of her best stories are with him. Like China doesn't have like, oh yeah, this is a China story. It's always like, oh yeah, she was always once again a putty of Eddie Guerrero. She was just there.
Yeah. No, I see what you mean. I'm gonna speed through these last two pieces of news because we're almost hitting the hour mark and we still got Agatha and talk to Junior about his stuff. Real quick, the budget for Mission Impossible 8 is nearing $400 million. Paramount is interested in marketing the film as the final entry in the franchise to boost audience interest, but Tom Cruise is against a public goodbye to the character. And this is per the Hollywood Reporter.
Because it's not the final movie.
It's not the final movie, so
It's not the final movie.
No.
Unless this movie bombs,
which is not going to bomb.
which is not, because people are going to go see it no matter what.
Yeah.
He
Why am I
could.
crying?
Yeah. The only way this movie bombs is at the very end. Xenu shows up.
Yeah.
And he's the true villain.
No.
Oh my god, it's great.
All right.
you see Tom Cruise
South
take his
Park-
mask off,
South Park
and then it's Xenu, and he's just like, oh.
All right. Fede Alvarez is working on the Alien Romulus sequel, which we all knew about.
Yeah.
But Ridley Scott revealed that he is actually working on a new Alien movie for 20th Century
cool.
Studios. So there's that. I lied.
It's not gonna be good.
just
Have
take-
faith. Listen,
No, if
he
it's
made
Fede
Gladiator 2. He's making Gladiator 2. I have hope.
Well, that's
I
not Alien. That's
I
why
know.
it's gonna be
Shut up. Let me believe. They
You
also
did Prometheus and Alien Covenant.
I love Alien Covenant.
I know you do.
I know. I'll die with that film. Toho announced a new Godzilla film is officially in the works from writer, director, and the VFX supervisor of the Oscar award-winning Godzilla -1.
Yes.
I also think the original director is coming back from -1.
Okay, so
Give
they're
me
doing
more.
a sequel
Take
to
all my
-1,
I want Biolante.
Listen,
Take
I want
all my
Biolante.
money.
and they're
Right.
re-releasing -1.
They
in
are
theaters.
re-releasing.
They are.
Are they really?
Yes,
Oh.
yes.
Once again,
You can watch it in black and white or in color.
So
I
I
love
watched it in black and white, thinking like, oh man, this is great, not knowing there's a colored version. So I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm sorry. So good. I got that.
It's 2024, Junior.
I don't know, man.
What do you think?
it's an artistic choice.
I will go to an IMAX here. What? This movie's black and white. Oh, it's dope, dude. There's color now.
Like the director really went
until you
all
hear
out to be the,
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
the original.
Great. I did not know it was a colored version. I was like, yeah, and my wife's like, no, this is black and
Wait
white.
until you hear about Godzilla -1 Technicolor.
Oh my
Wait,
God.
wait. She knew there was a colored one.
She knew it was a colored version
Then why'd you go see the? Did you?
because it's the only one that was showing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait until
I
Godzilla
wanna see the black
-1
and white
releases on
one.
Laserdisc,
I
Junior.
want to.
Amazing.
I'm just Betamax. There's a beta version.
Yeah.
The soundtrack is going to come
in
out on
televisions.
cassettes.
I still stick with the fact of I really enjoy shit, which are Godzilla -1 until you get to the end. I don't like. I still don't.
You don't like the ending?
I still don't like the
Dude,
ending.
it was great.
I don't like the ending.
Dun dun dun.
Spoilers.
Yeah, I don't like the ending. I don't like the ending. I think that the score is beautiful.
Yeah.
The entire story is beautiful, and then
Yeah.
once you get to that ending, I'm like,
Of just like the piece of Godzilla falling, and
The-
it's regenerating.
and then it starts regenerating, and I'm just like, oh, I'm done. I'm done.
Sounds like Shia LaBeouf.
It meant,
I was like, yes.
that means the entire movie meant nothing.
It meant
Well, it's
everything.
Godzilla -1. It's before Godzilla 1. That's why. Like, there has to be like.
with Godzilla.
Wait until we get to Godzilla 1.
Yeah, Godzilla 1.
I'm excited.
That's not how that works.
That's
Not how that works.
Violante, dude. I'm praying. I'm praying it's gonna be Violante.
What is he? Is it like the monster from Jeepers Creepers? Every 20 years he comes back?
Jeepers.
Creepers.
Is that movie gonna come out? No, I'm just kidding.
Gen V season 2 is also wrapped filming. By the way, I'll end it on this.
Cool.
Gen V season 2 officially wraps filming, releasing
Finally.
2025 on Prime Video.
Which means we'll get The Boys after that.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about Agatha All Along.
It was good.
Who
was
watched
really
it?
good.
Sean, you didn't watch it?
No,
Can we
I
spoil it or
didn't
no?
expect Sean to watch it.
I did. I,
Can we spoil it?
in all
Wait, do we have
fairness,
permission to spoil it?
I haven't watched it, so go for it.
Okay.
Do
and
you
we have-
care?
Yep.
I really don't.
All right.
Okay. So should we just get to the ending?
I just know
Well,
what's
so-
important.
I
Okay,
will say this.
so-
Hold on. Let me say this really
Mephisto,
quick.
right?
Before
He is mentioned.
Is he really?
Before-
Mephisto is mentioned.
Okay.
before we get into it, overall, the show when I started watching Agatha the show, I had low expectations for it. I didn't expect anything to come out of it or anything to be good or even entertaining. Watching it, the first 2 episodes, it's interesting. You get kind of sucked into it. This is a whole like, oh, there's a witch's road, and at the end of it, you get your reward and
Yes.
stuff like that. And it's like, okay, cool. This is going to be like a quest show, which it does. It ends up being like a quest. And every episode, I was like, okay, let's go, let's keep going. And then the last 2 episodes really drove me to say this show is my favorite Marvel show.
I would.
It's
I
my
would,
favorite Marvel show.
I would.
Marvel.
I would actually say
Okay.
it's the last 3 because
Yes.
the tower. The
Yes,
tower.
The Tower
is,
was a good one.
The tower is an amazing episode. So the entire the reason why the tower is so good is because you have a character in Lilith. In that character.
Hold up. Before you even explain that, because in order to explain Lilith, you kind of have to explain the last couple episodes.
Hang on. The reason why I really enjoy Lilith is because she's a witch that is a fortune teller. And throughout the entire series, she has moments where she just says random stuff. And you're like, what?
You think
And-
it's like dementia or,
Yeah, you think she's going.
Alzheimer's.
Yeah, you think she's going nuts, and you think she's losing it. And every so often, she'll be like, "Wait, what's going on?" And so you're kind of just giving it to this like Alzheimer. Oh, like she's losing it. And then once you get to her episode, the pieces start falling in that she's actually going in and out of time.
Yeah.
Or like Hodor.
In
Like
her own
Hodor,
timeline.
in her
In
own
her own
timeline. So
timeline.
she's filling in
Yeah.
to certain spots, and she's going-
essentially like Dr. Manhattan, where
Yeah,
Dr.
where she
Manhattan
sees everything.
sees both
Or-
the future, past, and present
She's
all
like-
at once right now.
Ashton Kutcher in the Butterfly Effect.
Yeah, kind of like
that too.
But,
yeah.
but the interesting thing too is like you see it, and then she go like, because there's like scenes where she's like, "Oh, why would you say that to me?" And then they go, "Say what?" And then she just goes, "What did I say?" And then she goes, "You're kind of being weird." And then you can see the moment that she actually is coming from, and then she slots into this new one, and then says it, and then she's like, "Wait, no," and then like you see her get dragged back out to another timeline. It's
crazy.
But the fact that it was so well thought out to then go, we need to slip this in from the first episode.
Yeah.
And the thing I love about that is that shows me there was a roadmap, and I love the idea of that.
And that's the best way to explain it, because the show. So what I like so much about the show, for me personally, is that it's kind of, there's a lot of witch inspired ideology in this show. I would even say that it's the show itself, the writing, the roadmap is a witch's story. It's a Hansel and Gretel story in a way, because the best way to explain it is there's breadcrumbs from the very first episode that lead you to the ending. And once you get to the ending, you're like, oh, it was at the very beginning that these things were said. You just never paid attention to it.
You didn't, but it was throwaway lines that you thought at the very beginning, and then at the very last 2 episodes, because they released the last 2 episodes together, and which makes sense.
I wouldn't
because,
even say the last episode is an episode. It's just an elongated end credit scene.
well, it's an epilogue.
Yeah, it is an epilogue.
It is
yeah.
the epilogue.
It's very much what they do in Game of Thrones,
But it's a
where
very much
episode
needed epilogue.
Yeah, episode 8 is very much the finale, and then you get
want
to.
to spoil it anymore. I kind of want Junior to watch it.
Have you watched it, Sean?
No,
hasn't
no,
watched
no.
it.
No, I mean that's the thing. Is it's
I'm kind of behind on a lot of Marvel shows.
my thing is that I really enjoyed it. The only problem I have with the show is the fact that the show is so good and the storytelling is so good that it makes me hate Doctor Strange more. And
Yeah.
no, but
No,
it really
does, yeah.
it really does, because you have really great storytelling in WandaVision that this then carries on as its middle point.
Okay.
And then you have WandaVision that leads into the Multiverse of Madness, which once again Sam Raimi even said, I didn't talk with the creators of Multiverse of Madness. We never talked about storytelling. We never talked about how the story was going to go.
How to connect it.
To connect it. We never talked about that. So it's so weird, because when you get to the end of WandaVision, you have this like weird catharsis where Wanda comes to terms with with losing her family. Then you have this thing where she's playing with the Darkhold at the very end, and then you get to Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange, she does a total 180.
Yeah.
Where she's just like, I'm gonna murder everybody.
The Daenerys effect.
And I just want to find my kid.
And I'm just gonna I'm here to find my kid. But the idea at the very end of WandaVision is that she feels terrible for enslaving an entire town. But she's okay with murdering everybody that gets in her way.
And Agatha all along kind of justifies the behavioral change. It kind of is like a patchwork to Multiverse
I feel
of
like
Madness.
it didn't. But my thing is, here's my thing. The reason why it doesn't is because of one of the characters that's in the show. Because Billy is in it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Wanda's son is in the show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not only that, but also they acknowledge the fact that in the show, Tommy is out there. He's a spirit that is not attached to a body yet.
Wow.
There's an
And-
explanation. for
Yeah,
all
and there's
that
an
as well.
explanation for it. But the problem is that you're telling me that the greatest witch that was in the world couldn't sense this? She couldn't sense that there was
that makes
that
sense.
her
Okay.
kids were ethereal beings that needed to be attached to bodies. So she
Yeah,
needed
how
to
could you
then
overlook
destroy the multiverse so that way she can then go get her kids that were already in our plane, which then means that we didn't need to go through the entire journey of
But that's why
Multiverse
I'm
of
saying that
Madness.
Agatha all along is patchwork for Doctor Strange, because
It kind of works because I chalk it up as the Darkhold corrupted her mind.
bingo. That's what
just-
it is.
that's what I
because
chalk
they
it up.
I feel
briefly-
like it was super sloppy.
It
I just
is.
feel like
It is. No, and that's what it
you're
is.
right. It is. It's lazy writing.
it's
but
just
that's-
lazy.
That's
Execution.
the way it is.
Yeah,
That's the
so
thing.
Agatha all along's existence makes it's patchwork. It's basically fixing the mistakes that Multiverse of Madness did.
So really quick on Agatha, because I feel like we need to get this point before we reveal the finale. Is that so? With Agatha all along, the point of the series is that Agatha loses her powers and she realizes that she has one more chance to probably get her powers back, which is the Witch's Road. And to get to the Witch's Road, you need a coven, she says. So we need to start finding other witches so we can.
We need 5 other
Yeah,
witches.
we need 5 other witches so we can go to the road and go do our quest and then get our reward at the end of the road. And that's how it is. So by the time they recruit 5 other witches, and Billy is along with them as well too. And basically Billy finds Agatha and tries to basically say, "Yeah, you're the greatest witch of all time. I need, I need help because I'm an inspiring witch myself. So I need to know what you know and stuff like that." So she talks about the road.
Now the Witch's Road has rules.
Yes.
You need a potion maker, a green witch, you need a protector, and you need someone that specializes in charms.
Yes.
Go for it.
And then from there, that's what we say. There's this song called "The Witch's Road." We sing the song and stuff like that. And then from there, we go and
Can you sing the song?
I don't want to sing the song.
We can get copyrighted.
No, it could get copyrighted
okay.
strike. That's
Yeah.
the thing. But it's very cool. It's very interesting. You know, like I said, each episode is basically a trial that they have to go. Mind you,
And it's based off of each member of the coven.
yes.
So somebody in the coven, it's based off of them and their own like turmoil or their strife or a problem that they have that they've lived with and everything else, and they have to then conquer this trial in order to continue down the road. Yeah, and it's very interesting.
It is. It's very interesting because you want to see what backstories we're gonna get from all these witches and stuff. We get the tower, which is like one of the better ones, and then towards the end, every other witch is dying.
They're getting killed.
They're getting killed off. So we're dwindling down. We find out like Aubrey Plaza is a witch, but we find out that she's death. She's the incarnate of death.
Which is interesting because they hint at that in the third episode.
Third episode,
Because she's a green witch, but she's the green witch.
Yes.
Yeah.
A green witch is representative of life and
but also
what
decay.
but also decay. So it's a life cycle.
Yeah.
So when she says it, you're kind of like, huh? You know what gave her away that she was she was death? She has the almost exact same outfit
from
Marvel Snap.
Yeah, you talked
and I'm
about
like,
that.
yeah, and I'm like, oh, I did not realize that.
But it's interesting too because at no point is anybody lying about who they are or anything like that. And Aubrey Plaza, when she comes out, because they even say, so you're a green witch when they summon her, because they get a green witch who Kitty from that 70s show.
She was a normal gardener.
She's just a normal gardener, and then they bring her along, and then she ends up dying.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, we need a green witch. Like, we haven't gotten to the green witch trial. We need a green witch. And then they were like, let's summon a green witch. And then they get Aubrey Plaza as Death. And she comes, and then she says, I am the green witch. And later on, they were like, she's Death. And they were like, she did not lie.
Yeah.
She told us that she was the greatest green witch in the world, which would be Death.
And she told us our motives to Agatha. Come to find out, Agatha and her had a relationship and stuff like that.
That she tempted Death.
Did you want to talk about the ending?
Yeah, so I'll get to the ending right now. So then they go through the trials, and then come to find out Agatha is at the finish line with Billy and stuff like that, and Billy is coming up to front, confronting Death, and then basically Death wants Billy because Billy doesn't belong there. That's why.
Right.
Because he took part of a body. As soon as the dome or the hex went down in WandaVision, there was a kid that was in a car accident, and his spirit went out of his body.
He died.
Oh, wow.
And then Billy came in and took over his body and stuff like that. So that's how Wiccan came to be. That's how we have Wiccan, which I think that was the best way to bring him in and stuff like that.
It's a great idea, and I really like it because there's a scene in the second to last episode where him and Agatha are looking for Tommy, and then she was like, "You need to find Tommy," and like he goes like he's alone, he's scared, and she goes, "You're with him, guide him to a body." Yeah, and then she finds a body, and he's
there's like people dying. There's people dying, like 17,000 people.
25 people die every day.
Just find a body for Tommy.
And then you see like a swimming pool, and all these kids are bullying this one kid, and they're drowning him. And he's around so much pain. He's going to be alone. And she goes, you'll be with him. You'll find him. Yeah. And then he asks the greatest question is, Agatha, am I murdering this kid to save my brother? Yeah. And it doesn't answer the question, and he just snaps out of existence.
Yeah. And he reached his trial end. Yeah. Then we're following. And then
just
Agatha
disappeared.
No, so he gets off the road.
His
road ends.
Yeah, his road ends. Okay. And so then basically he found a body for Tommy, and now he has to find Tommy.
The show's morbid.
Yeah.
It's
really
more morbid show.
That's what I'm saying. This show's
Cool.
really interesting.
This sounds really interesting.
So good.
This is dark for a Marvel show, and I like that. It's got edge.
So what happens is that Agatha is met with Death and stuff like that, and they have their little battle and stuff like that. And then come to find out, Wiccan comes in and helps juices up Agatha, gives some of his powers to her, and then Agatha comes in and basically tries to fight Death, but then realizes it's not enough. So she accepts her ticket to die and stuff like that. So she just goes and dies in the backyard that she is in and stuff like that. So Billy goes home, and then Billy realizes, he's reached to the end of the road and stuff, but he goes to his room and starts finding little things that match what happened to him on the road, realizing, wait, this was on the road. This is in my room. Why was this in my room? Wait, did I create the road?
He even says too, it's everything I've envisioned. Yeah. And what was it? And early on, Agatha goes, yeah, it's right off your vision board. The reason being is because early in the show, Wiccan can't say his name. Yes. To Agatha. Every single time that he says his name, a glyph happens and it gets bleeped. And she's like, who is this kid? And she originally thinks it's Nicholas Scratch. It's her son. Yeah. So she thinks it's Nicholas Scratch that's now come to guide her back on. And the idea is that when you go on the road is bullshit. It is absolute and total. It's a total lie that Agatha and her son made up. And the way that she got juiced, what she would always combine a coven, she would take them, and then she would antagonize them and say, you guys aren't worth getting on the road.
So basically, it's like a con. She would gather whenever she starts.
It's the world's greatest con.
So whenever she starts losing her powers, she basically goes, okay, I need to find other people to start a coven and go to the road. They sing the song. nothing happens. And she goes, "Where's the door? Where's you
guys are
all
worthless.
not? You're all worthless. You're not strong enough." And then they get mad at her, and then they throw her powers at her when really she's absorbing it.
She just
she's
sucks
all
the
Just
power out of them.
gaslighting
Yeah,
them.
that's basically
She
it.
does. And you
so-
can see her doing it over the centuries.
Yes. So come to find out, there was
She
never
created
a witch's
gaslighting.
road. So in the show, it goes back to the beginning of episode 1, where they're singing the song. Nothing's happening,
gaslights
but there's
them.
a door.
But the thing is that
There's
she
a
does
door.
gaslight them
Yeah.
in the first episode. She goes like, "You guys are pathetic. You guys are this and everything like that." And then one of the girls looks down and she goes, "What is that?" And she didn't know who Billy was.
Yes.
And the moment that a door appeared, Billy ran. He was like, "Is that the door?" And he ran down it. And immediately she goes,
Mind
It's
you,
Wanda's kid.
mind you, Billy doesn't know he's doing this.
doesn't
That's
know.
what shows how powerful he is. He's so powerful. He created a road,
if he believes it's
an
there,
actual thing, yeah.
it becomes real.
Yes.
And he
That's
then
awesome.
and he
Yeah.
then formed this entire road out of his own mind. And that's how Agatha knew this is Wanda Max. And
Yeah.
she even says too, obviously you're a Maximoff, or else all of this wouldn't be as dramatic as it is.
I'm gonna cut the summary from here because we're at an hour 15, but they are scratching the surface. There's a lot more details when you do end up watching the show.
Yeah.
I would suggest just watch it as you normally would. When you reach the ending, Rene didn't even cover
many
like the end.
episodes is it?
It's like 9 episodes, I think. I can
And,
look it
and
up.
it's done,
It
right?
is- it's
done.
9 episodes
It's
and they're
9
finished,
episodes,
yeah.
What's really good is that you could look at you see Catherine, the actress,
Catherine Hahn.
Catherine Hahn, and when you rewatch it, she's kind of looking at everything like because she acts a certain way when they enter the road. She's like at disbelief and she's like
kinda
nonchalant.
confused.
Yeah, she's very confused, and now it makes sense. Now you're watching it, you're like, because there's never a road. There was never a road.
Yeah, because she's also asking too. Because people keep on asking her because it's believed that Agatha Harkness is the only person to ever survive the Witch's Road. So they keep on asking her, who survived? How many witches survived with you last time you were on the road? You were here last time. Did this happen? And then she keeps on saying the road keeps on. The road forms to the coven.
Yeah.
Like it's not us. I have no idea what's going on. It's all about what's gonna happen.
Who's here and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So to wrap it up, favorite parts and your rating.
Oh, just the reveal.
Just the reveal?
Just the reveal that the road was all a con.
The
I think- yeah.
That reveal sounds really cool.
was-
To
it was
be
so
honest,
good.
the
The
way you guys
side-
are
the
I
side
talking
was
Kaiser
about
Soze?
it, I'm
like, you
like,
got to be
whoa.
kidding me. I was like,
This is cool.
But the way that they reveal it is very Kaiser Soze.
Yeah.
Where like he's like, oh wait a minute, and then he starts seeing like all the things that are in his room, and he's like, I'm the road, and you're like, oh my god, that's awesome.
Yeah,
It's a good
I love witches lore. I love reading into that, and I feel like the show did a great respect to that history. It's not just cut and paste to kind of like make it a story based off witches and stuff like that. I feel like they really do respect it. I'm with Rene. It's the reveal where it's like 100% like, oh crap, like that's what you build up to, and the title makes sense. It was Agatha all along because
Yeah.
the only person that lies in the show is Agatha.
Exactly.
Everyone else is telling the truth.
I'll
What's your
check
score?
it out.
It's good.
What's your
It's
score?
good.
Final score?
For me, it's like I'm with Rene. I think until I finish Loki season 2, this is by far my favorite one. And it goes back because I was telling Andy this. I said, WandaVision was great. WandaVision was great, but what WandaVision lacked was a dun dun. And I was like, yeah, like what Nick says, like a show to end well needs a dun dun. WandaVision didn't have that for me. It was cool, but this one had like a dun dun. Dun dun, and I was like, okay, now we're good. Now we're
You haven't
solid.
seen Loki season 2 yet?
I haven't finished it yet.
I
That's a good one too.
my thing is that I really like this one. I still think Loki season 2 is better.
No, okay, yeah, I agree with you
I think
there.
Loki
Yeah.
season 2 is better.
It's a satisfying ending.
It not only that, but also I feel like the reveal is more satisfying. That moment of clarity that Loki has
Over
at the
Agatha.
very end. Over Agatha's, because Agatha's, you can like looking back, you're like, because as I was watching it, I was like, why is it that she doesn't know anything? And I was like, did she lie? Did Wiccan do it? And then so it was kind of like you can kind of catch up.
Yeah.
The idea of Loki was very much like his realization of what he has to do and what he has to sacrifice.
Yeah.
And it's that satisfying moment when he then comes to the realization of what he needs to do.
That ending is
That ending is amazing. It's it's by far my favorite ending of a show.
Did you see that of the edit of someone put in Like a Prayer, the choir version?
Yeah.
At the end of the season
Cool.
2 for
of
him?
Loki?
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
that song.
that
The edits
song
people are
works so
doing.
well. I would definitely
They're
give it a
great.
9 out of. I would give it a 9 out of 10 though.
Really, Agatha?
I would give Agatha a 9 out of 10. Loki, I would give a 10 out of 10
Yeah.
because I feel like that is it's almost a perfect season.
Really
I was
is.
afraid to say a 9, but you said 9, so I'm going to say 9.
I'll go
Wow.
because I think Loki season 2 is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
The whole season is a good follow through. There's not really like any dead moments. There's a lot of like great payoffs.
Yeah.
And it's just so entertaining.
I really do take what you guys recommend.
Yeah.
Because y'all recommended 24.
Are you watching it?
And my wife and I started watching it.
Yeah.
And we're like, this is amazing. Oh my god. We're like between the hours of 4 a.m. and 5. That's where
Hold
I'm
on.
right now.
Have you what was it? Now, could you imagine having to wait week to week?
Oh my god, I'd kill myself.
Season by season,
When
week
we
by
love-
week.
You
when-
love the
when-
fact that
yeah.
the episodes take place in real time.
Oh yeah, I love
Yeah,
it. I'm like, my god, that commercial break was 6 minutes. Yeah. What did I miss in these 6 minutes?
But it's also really funny too because you were like, why were commercials 6 minutes?
Exactly. I'm like 6 minutes.
Fox,
one,
man.
yeah, the one that
Fox.
was a trip was
Yeah.
I think there's like one in season 3 where
Yeah.
where it jumps 12. Where it jumps like 12 minutes, and then
Yeah.
you were like, "When the hell did we lose 12 minutes?"
Yeah.
But it was because it was an opening for one of the seasons, and it opened right after the Super Bowl.
Oh,
And
okay.
like they had like a Super Bowl commercials
Yeah.
that were like
Yeah.
following, so it was 12 minutes long, and you
Oh
were
my
like,
God.
"Dude, why?
would-
Why? Like so much stuff could have happened. It's been 12 minutes."
Yeah.
Wait till you get to the series finale.
That's awesome.
Wait until you get to the series finale.
Oh, just wait till you get to season finales.
Finales, yeah.
So Agatha sits at an 83
Okay.
with
Oh, wow,
critics,
okay.
82
I-
with
Yeah.
I say it's like a 9 out of 10.
Is it
I was-
certified fresh?
Oh, it's a certified fresh. It's not a certified fresh, but it's fresh.
It's really weird because I feel like
We got to wrap it up. 'Cause
I know.
we're gonna-
I feel like Disney is doing the Star Trek thing. Every other thing they do
Yeah.
is really good. Where they'll make like they make something garbage and they're just and everybody goes like, "What are you doing?" And then the next thing that comes out, "Oh, it's really good." And then the next one you're like, "Dude, what is going on?"
Yeah.
And then it just keeps happening over and over and over.
That's what I
again.
feel like. Well, knocking on wood, I don't want to put it out there, but it's funny. I think that might happen with Daredevil Born Again.
You don't think it's gonna be good?
And I don't think it's gonna be great. It's gonna be like okay, but everyone's gonna have high
your mic.
expectations for it.
Don't tell me that.
And watch, it's gonna be Ironheart. That's gonna be the better show. Like,
yeah, it'd be funny.
Ironheart looks pretty cool, honestly.
Ironheart looks
That
You know
that
what?
suit, I was
I'm fine
like,
with this. How about we make
damn.
Born Again good, and then what if season 3 can kind of be mid?
Why
You know
don't they
what?
just
Let's
make
make Born
everything
Again great
good?
again.
Why don't they just make everything good?
That's
Come
not how
on,
life
just,
works, dude.
just do your job.
My-
Make it good.
Yeah, I know. I for me, I still think Ironheart is underdeveloped character.
No, it is. No, she is. Yeah.
I don't know why she's getting a show and Don Cheadle isn't.
You know that good point.
We'll talk about that when Ironheart comes out. Then we'll talk about.
Alrighty, so to finish off the show, Junior. Again,
we're almost at the end.
Dun, dun.
Sorry.
We're at the end of the road.
We got to the dun dun. Well, it's at the dun. We haven't gotten to
You're
the
gonna get
Dun, dun.
you're the episode 9 of the
Okay.
Keeping Up with the Nerds. You're the
Cool.
finale of
Right
this.
on.
But no, we talked about your things that you've
Accolades.
worked on, your accolades. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. That's what I was trying to find the words. So you're a tattoo artist.
Tattoo
you
artist,
do commissions.
Central City Tattoo, Whittier.
Yes.
If you guys want to come down, get some work done.
We had you as a guest the first time around last year.
Oh my god, it was amazing. Yeah.
was
And
fun.
what was so interesting, and I love having repeated guests every year. And the reason why is because I feel like when we bring on guests the first time around, there's like things that you work on. Within a year, I feel like you've accomplished a lot more. And it's pretty crazy because I remember when we first saw you at LA Comic Con, you had like a pretty decently sized like little venue area.
Yeah.
Then you started to expand a lot more. Granted, LA Comic Con kind of did you a little dirty and
Little
put you in a
dirty.
corner.
No,
Yeah,
I love LA Comic Con.
They're great. They're great.
But I hear you.
But you had a little corner.
You
but
had an
even
interesting
still,
neighbor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
You
god.
had a-
Oh yeah, that's
Oh my
Yes.
Legend has it. He's still setting up.
Oh, that one guy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So
Oh my god.
I want to
was
try
like
to find
Sunday?
that guy next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sunday,
So-
and he was still setting up.
He was still setting
He was still
Yeah,
setting up
he was
on
still-
Sunday.
And
His-
then, okay.
do
so,
you can
Here.
make a highlights thing on
Yeah,
Instagram.
I'm gonna do that.
Do it. Okay, go ahead.
The funniest thing was after when I interviewed him.
Yeah.
Dude, everybody was busting up. They're like, I cannot believe you interviewed that dude who's still setting up his booth.
What did he say? Why he was still setting up? that
He
much?
was just like, oh yeah, it's just we have a lot of stuff. And
Well,
it's
he
great.
came all the way from where again?
Minnesota or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm just like,
Is this his
bro.
first time?
The thing is that the store that you were looking at
Yeah.
it looked finished. It's just he
Yeah.
wanted to keep adding more stuff.
And I was just like, bro, you're gonna.
And he went to other booths and bought other stuff.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what he said on the story.
Yeah. He
was buying
went to-
slabs.
He was
Buying
buying
slabs.
slabs at other booths.
Other booths.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
He was still
it was
losing money.
hilarious.
Oh, okay. The
So
reason
So he
I
was,
bring up
as he was making money, he was then like, "Oh, let's spend more."
he was reinvesting.
Yeah.
So you actually, I don't know. I've known you for about like 2 years at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
I think this last year was the first time that you started putting deals on your Instagram where
Yeah.
you were talking about like, if you come see me at LA Comic Con, I'll give you these things for $10 or something like that,
Yeah.
which is great. And your designs have doubled, I think, in terms of like how many things you've done.
This year has been nothing but production for us. It's I make this joke all the time. My wife really chains me up to my desk and says, whoosh, just draw. So it's all I do is just draw. Between
Make us some money.
Exactly.
Nick, can you do me a favor? Can you grab my bag that's right there, Nick?
The dog. eats
She's
my
smoking
bag.
like a big old cartoon stogie, and she's like looking at her racks of money. More.
So
Doggies eat.
I'm gonna have
Make it
Nick hand
cuter.
you my
Yeah.
bag because there's a couple pieces that I would want to highlight from
There we
there.
go.
Yeah, because a lot of that stuff
Do you have
I love.
anything on your
I
water
love
bottle?
pitches.
Oh, I have
Yeah,
his
so the Godzilla
cake on
patch
cake.
that's on there.
Yeah. So
and I have his ice.
this one right
Thank you,
here.
Nick.
That's my
And that's
Godzilla
it.
patch.
And then I have.
You do have the turtles.
I have the
Yeah,
turtles.
which
Andy
is
gave
cool.
me that one.
So can I
You
tell
can
you
have
something
You can
about
get a
the
zoom in on
turtles?
those.
What
later.
about it?
Okay, so I drew this one right, and
With
it's
don't touch
so
my purse.
awesome. But
On my phone, I have
the
his.
guy who made our pin did Michelangelo's bandana yellow.
Mm.
I told him,
yeah, I
I
did
told him,
notice
bro, it's
that.
not yellow, it's orange.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. So I was like really bummed out. I'm like, I can't sell these. Then some girl goes, oh my God, this is great. And then I'm like, yeah, but she goes, why is this yellow? I go, it's a mistake. He's like, and she says, oh my God, a variant. This is even better. I'm like, hell yeah, it's a variant.
Yeah, let's roll with that.
I'm rolling with that. So let's sell it as a variant.
You know what's funny?
$1.50
my
more.
first print.
my buddy Lewis,
Yeah.
he did the same thing where he got like a bad
Oh,
he got a
this one
bad
too.
one.
Mhm, your Fallout one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got a bad one, and then they were like, but it still looks really
It
cool.
still looks
Yeah.
really cool.
It looks really
Oh,
cool.
just keep it there. Keep
Okay.
it there.
Yeah,
Yeah, keep it.
it looks really cool. And then he put it on his Instagram, and then he was like, variant of X, Y, and
Yeah,
Z, and
yeah.
everybody went like, dude, I didn't know you were doing variants.
Yeah.
That's so sick. And then
It's
he was
so
like, dude,
true.
he goes, it was a mistake.
Yeah,
Like,
and like I said, like that's like our first
Making
first
lemonade.
print. So yeah, so the new ones we got all have them in orange, and I'm just like, I don't really like the orange one. I like
the yellow
variant
but it's interesting too because now you
Yeah.
can kind of tell like, oh, you have a yellow one.
Yeah, that's the first one.
That means that you got the
Yeah.
first one.
So
Yeah.
here's the thing I like about the pieces that you do
Yeah.
sell. So in terms of the stickers, so do you
Well,
have?
I brought some stuff with.
Okay,
it.
perfect. We
yeah,
can show
please
that.
do. Yeah.
But before you do,
Whip it out.
the patches are stuff that you just
Yeah.
started selling this year, right?
yeah, the Godzilla one?
patchwork
Yeah.
is phenomenal.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
Andy actually had to sew it in, but
Yeah.
it is heat.
Yeah.
It is heat. But I will tell you this: if you touch the sides of it,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
doesn't fray. It
No, it's
actually,
nice.
yeah, it
Awesome.
feels really nice. You sell them for 15, I think. it
Yeah,
was?
the guy who makes them for me, he really updated all his equipment, which is awesome, and he did this border for us, and I'm like, dude, that works so much better.
Yeah.
And we sell them at a premium now.
Okay,
so it's
cool,
awesome.
cool.
So,
It's great.
yeah,
Dope. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So I did bring all of our pins.
oh, did you?
Ooh.
Okay, when we first had our pins, we only had 12. Okay, and we called them the disciples because it was only 12.
Told the
So now
disciples.
there's like over 40. We have 40
Oh
now.
wow.
So, I don't know
Cool.
if you guys.
Yeah.
I like that
that right
Cholo
there.
Hello Kitty
Hello-
right there.
That's my Ruka kitty.
Rook. That's funny.
I'm gonna mark this time for you, Nick.
Rene.
And then-
I'll just take a photo of it. Okay. We'll take a photo of
And
it.
we have
That's a lot
this one right
easier.
here.
This is really cool.
So we have these right here. So our horror pins are like sell like crazy. So we do a lot of horror stuff.
I love that trick or treat one. That
Isn't
trick or
that
treat
rad?
one is sick.
So we're gonna have all of these. We have like a few new ones that just came out not too long ago. So we'll have all these over at Knott's Berry Farm.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're doing Knott's Berry Farm. The oh my God, what's Knott's Merry Farm? We'll be there for starting November 22nd. Every year I do a limited edition pin, and it's so funny. We talked about Godzilla, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I do a limited edition pin. I only do 100 of them, and they are high end. They are
Take a photo of it.
Yeah, just put it on the side.
they are higher quality. So this year's Godzilla, it's a Godzilla pin. So it comes in this cool little box.
Pretty.
And so this one's really rad. I drew a piece. Probably my favorite piece is a Godzilla piece I did, and this is it right here.
You teased it on your Instagram.
Yeah, my
a
Instagram.
while back.
How much are you selling that?
So those ones are 25.
Wow.
Yeah, those are 25. So those are glow in the dark.
Sean's like,
Yeah.
we have Venmo.
Yeah. So the thing with this one is usually I'll have the white glow in the dark.
Yeah.
This year the blue glows in the dark, and it's freaking phenomenal.
Oh,
Atomic breath.
You
Yeah.
failed to
Well,
mention
the wave.
you signed them.
I do sign those.
Sign
Yeah.
them with a number.
Yeah, those are the ones I do sign.
What number is
pretty
this one?
You know which
69.
you know which one I've always gotten.
Nice.
The one I always get compliments for, because I have it on my water bottle,
Yeah.
is the
Squirtle?
Squirtle
Oh,
inside
yeah.
of the Blastoise
Yeah.
onesie.
Oh, I think
And the
my bag
Charmander.
has the Charmander with
Yeah.
the sweater on it,
And
right?
the Charmander with the sweater
Yeah, he's
on
right
it.
there.
Yeah. I always get like compliments on that one. They always go like, "Where'd you get it at?" And I'm like, "Oh, go to this Instagram."
Oh well,
The cool thing is like, so it's just all stuff that I've drawn, and then we produce all this like cool stuff with it. So
that's
yeah,
cool.
it's a lot of fun.
Cool
So
boxy
I did bring
So
some
cool.
stuff for you guys.
What now?
Okay.
Before you get into
okay.
that, what,
Thank you.
when you're drawing these, because you have so many of like photorealistic,
Yeah.
combined with your own art, and then you also went into like chibi, and then you also went in like and you also like did like some like interesting different art styles.
Yeah.
More of like kind of like the LA, like the classic LA look
Yeah.
for a couple of these. I think how exactly is it so easy for you just like to jump from art style to art style? I know
Honestly,
a lot of people are just kind of stuck in their ways.
That's being a tattoo artist. You have to know how to do anime stuff. You need to know how to do black and gray stuff.
Yeah.
You need to do cartoon stuff. You have to be oh my god, what's the word?
Versatile?
Versatile.
Yeah.
So if you just stuck to one style, you're only gonna do that one style. I love doing American traditional. I do. It's my favorite thing to do. I can do American traditional all day, every day, no problem. But not everybody likes American traditional.
The
right?
funny thing about it is that when we had you last year,
Yeah.
you were barely digging into anime manga style
Yeah.
artwork, and now you have a couple pieces
Yeah.
that are inspired by that. The thing that got me to love your artwork was the old retro kind of like not rubber hose, but like that 1950s look of
Yeah,
Fallout.
yeah.
So when you came out with the Fallout pin of lightweight, I was like, I gotta have that
Gotta have
because
that one.
it's
Yeah.
basically almost a 1-to-1, but it's still got your flair
Yeah.
of the art that you
I
do.
remember when you saw the Cuphead, you're like, I gotta get it right away.
Because that's rubber hose.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's great.
Yeah.
What? Oh, I have the sticker. That's
Yeah.
that I have as a sticker.
It's
You
awesome.
plan on making it a pin?
No, but I love the colors that you chose too,
Yeah.
because you can see like this like these bright vivid colors, but then you also have these these retro style colors
Yeah.
where it's a little bit washed out, it's a little more yellow
Yeah.
to the whites.
Well, that
And-
goes to like the paper I use. I mean, the paper I use, it's not white; it's yellow paper, and it's almost like that color,
Yeah.
or the color of the box, because you want it to look like old Tattoo Flash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like what do we want to do? So I did bring some other stuff real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I finished these shoes today, actually.
Oh.
Yeah,
So, let me show you.
I saw that you started working on shoes. Man.
Yeah.
That is so sick.
And I asked the gal who I should not show her address, right? I asked the client who bought these if I could
Show them off.
show them off, and she said, "Yeah."
Open it right here.
Yeah, I don't want to
That
show
way-
her address. It kind of coincides with you guys because I told her, "Hey, we're gonna show them off." So Heather, you're gonna see these. So
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, these are pretty rad.
Oh
so,
wow.
Whoa.
These are Fifth Element.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
just,
yeah.
like,
I
hold
saw
it up right
Lilu.
here.
Yeah, Lilu Dad.
Yeah.
Which are
Here's the crazy thing about all this is that you are very active on Tattoo Junior.
Yeah.
What's your Instagram? It's at Tattoo
Ta-
Junior.
Tattoo Junior 311.
311. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So people
is
can
there a
see
multipass
this.
on it?
That is
No.
awesome.
The shoe is the
it's on that one.
Oh, it's on that one? Oh,
It's
yeah,
on
look,
that
the
one.
Corbin
So,
Dallas
man.
one.
Kind of did it.
Oh,
so
look. Yeah, that's cool.
So if like she's like she wants to display them, so I'm like, okay, well you can display it kind of like that.
Oh, and look, the
Multipass,
the opera singer.
So if you got them both right here.
You can also do the taxi cab with.
Yeah.
with
I like
Corbin.
your layout.
Yeah.
How you did that. That's
Oh my
super
God.
clever.
So these shoes were probably the hardest shoes I've ever done.
Material-wise?
trying to get her in there and trying to get him in there, and there is a lot of detail, like small detail into it. It's just it's a labor of love. Like it's really, really tough.
Now, let's say someone comes up to you with a clean white pair of Vans and
Yeah.
they want to commission something out of
Oh,
you.
yeah,
What do
definitely.
you charge normally for that?
Definitely. So my shoes start at 175.
Oh.
Okay, that's what they start at. I believe these sold for 250.
Okay.
Yeah. so
What do
these are
you
250.
What do you use?
So
Yeah, because I'm like looking at it.
everything you
and I'm
see
like,
here is
yeah.
all done with Crayola colored pencil.
No way.
Everything Crayola colored pencil.
That is amazing.
How do you get it to like stay on the sheet?
Okay,
Yeah.
so I hit it with Mod Podge. That's why it's kind of a little sticky.
Sealing
I
it
don't
in.
know, not to, don't rub that. But I do hit it with Mod Podge. I did like two coats on it. I'll probably do another coat tomorrow.
Okay.
So I got those, and then I got one more set.
Because I imagine she's just gonna put these up on the wall.
Last year you said, why doesn't Crayola sponsor me? I remember that.
every
saying
time
that
I put it,
too.
I'll put it like at Crayola. Like, do I have your attention now?
So I will say these shoes are just great, and they kind of remind me of something that would be on like display at an art show.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
legitimately,
So
it's
a
like,
lot
oh.
of people will wear them once or for an event, and then put them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know it's so crazy. It's so much fun. If you buy something from me and I have to ship it, I draw Deadpool on the envelope.
Oh yeah.
So I'll draw like the end credits Deadpool or just something like that. And I have people who get the envelope and frame the envelope because it's an original piece.
Yeah, it is.
It's
So
great.
Nick, I need you in editing. Nick, this is to editor Nick.
I understand.
who's
I already
do-
know how I was gonna do this. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. No.
Already-
Editor Nick. I'm gonna focus on my camera. Check
No,
this out.
I'm really not. I'm just gonna take photos.
There we go.
No. On this part right here, and the only reason why is because I want to
I'm not gonna do it.
see. But when it was me editing, he gave me crap for it.
But you're not editing.
Only, yeah, I know. So the only reason why is because there's seams on here in the shoe that you actually put detail in,
Yeah.
which is like super crazy.
Yep.
Like even in the seams, you really get into it,
yeah.
and that's what I wanted to highlight. That's like super great.
And I'm gonna
Just do whatever you got to do. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna take a photo
Jesus
of it
Christ.
and then just put
So
it
these
up
are some
there.
other ones that I did. Some
is cool.
screen ones for a client.
Oh, I
And-
like the ticket.
Yeah,
Stab 3
Yeah.
admitted one. That's
So these
cool.
are more of the
They're
American
big.
traditional
What
style.
does the back say?
Oh,
It says-
hang up.
It says
Hang
up.
up.
Hang
Oh,
up.
that's
It
sick.
says no you and then hang up.
No, you hang
No,
up.
you hang up. I like that. That's
Put 'em
super
together, it
cute.
says,
That is
"No,
so
you,
cute.
hang up."
Oh.
right there.
Oh, I like the picture. Call me and
Yeah.
stuff.
So
That
I
is
mean,
really
it's just fun. Again, like those. I think those
let
went
me
for
see.
300.
I didn't even notice you put the diva
That's
on here.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'll just take
Microns?
one. I'll
What's
take
that?
one.
Do you use microns for some of this, for some like the finer line
Everything.
detail?
Okay,
or
so I use like these janky fabric markers, like really thin fabric markers, only because I am an artist on a budget.
Yeah.
So that's why Crayola and then Amazon stuff. So honestly,
These are sick.
Yeah, those were a lot of fun to do.
Not-
I've just finished them today.
You know, it's also really great. I love the way that you used white
Yeah,
in a white shoe
yeah,
because you could have gone through it and been like, oh, I'm just gonna like fill the space.
yeah,
And everything else, like especially on the diva.
yeah.
On the diva, I think it's really interesting because you really do get kind of like that motion that was going behind her in
Yeah.
space when she was
That's
singing.
kind of what I wanted. So it's
So
just
could
pretty rad.
really quick, could someone buy a pair of white shoes and be like,
And just ship them to me.
okay,
They can ship them to me. They come to the shop
Okay.
and do that. I do ask to give me at least 2 months before you need them.
oh, okay.
Yeah, at least 2
Well, that makes
months.
sense.
So
Yeah, it does. Yeah, with
I'm
the
taking-
with the
I'm-
detail. Yeah.
yeah.
So-
You also started doing a storefront in your tattoo shop.
Yeah, so my wife had this like really cool idea of putting all our merchandise there, and we did some construction, and now we do have a storefront.
And do you still have that vacant tattoo spot open?
I
or-
do. So
Yeah.
we're kind of making it a kind of like a rotating station. So if any artist out there, y'all want to come down tattoo, let me know. Just come on down. You can use the station and do that.
Cannot stress it enough. People that are interested in following you should do so at Tattoo Junior
Yeah.
311, and that's on Instagram. And you are an active person on that Instagram.
All
Yeah.
the time.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
so much on
All
the
the time.
Central City one, but I feel like that's
Yeah.
more promotional for like your art stuff that you
Yeah.
actually put out there for tattoos.
Central City, we're there on it. Mostly just like reels of the tattoo shop and what we're doing. I know we have like 3 reels that have to go up. We're still editing them. But yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's great. No, 100%. I
Yeah.
feel people need to proactively go check out your stuff, because it's the fact that the shoes there, once Nick puts the photos up on the YouTube, they'll see that there's a difference between the Fifth Element shoe and the ones from Scream. There's a different art style to it.
There is.
Oh, yeah.
I also love this like little love letter thing that you did on like the top of the Scream shoe. It's so interesting.
It's just being creative.
I like your flair, like your
just
specific flair that you have.
really cool.
So my thing is that because I mean you've only got one shot. You realistically only have one shot at this.
Yeah.
Do you get kind of like? Do you make kind of like a not necessarily a mold?
I'll
sketch
it. I'll sketch it out. I don't do anything on the paper or anything like that. I just start sketching out very lightly.
Oh, on the shoe.
On the shoe. If I don't like it, I'll erase it. Everything's on the shoe. That's why. Again, I'm a tattoo artist. I get one shot at this. One shot. If I mess up, you know what I mean?
That's it.
You're buying shoes.
But yeah, like it's funny,
You can't buy a new arm though.
Yeah.
No.
We're gonna have to take this one out.
I know, but on shoes, he's like, oh man, now I gotta go to Vans.
I like my shoes I did for my wrestling party. I messed those shoes up so bad because I'm like, I'm gonna put a stencil on it and see if I can do that and paint it and all that stuff. And no, I put a stencil on it and I ruined the whole thing. That's why half of the side's like NWO black. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's like that. But you only get one shot with those shoes. But yeah, you just gotta do it. So just map it out and see how everything goes. Yeah.
1 year, Junior. In 1 year, you went from just doing pins and stickers to patches and shoes.
Yeah,
we're doing a lot of stuff.
Crazy. And t-shirts.
Yeah, we're doing t-shirts.
The t-shirt that you have there is something that you print at the shop.
Some I draw and we print t-shirts. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of fun. And I don't just do it my own. My wife has like all these like great ideas. Shout out to T. I love you, T. Let's give T a hand. Yeah. I mean, she has all
she's
these,
moving forward
these,
with all
these
this,
ideas.
all of your merch.
And she, she's the one that's really, like I said, chaining me up, saying whoosh, draw. So, but I did bring some stuff for you guys. Okay, so.
Oh, cool.
And it's some new stuff too.
Yeah. You know what? I'm really interested to see as as you get more and more into like anime, Junior.
Yeah.
I want to see how your artwork kind of changes. A little.
Yeah,
Well,
the
I do have
evolution
some
of
anime
that.
stuff here too.
Can you do more rubber hose stuff?
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, no, because just because the way that like a lot of anime is drawn and like the way that they're able to like show motion in a single frame.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm so interested to see how you get inspired
I'll see
by
what
that.
I can do. I mean, I like I said, my goal is to do a sleeve or a leg of just Dragon Ball Z. I've been wanting to do
Bryan?
that.
I know he said that, and I'm just like, you just said
No,
that because I'm wearing the
No,
shirt.
I'm being serious. Like, if you look at
But
my
if you
past-
want it, I can get it done.
if you look at my past stories,
Yeah.
like I'll put in, ask me anything. People, what do you want to tattoo? I go, dude, I really want to do a full sleeve or a full leg Dragon Ball Z.
Someone needs to come up to you and be
Could you
like,
do
"Can we do the
that?
father-son Kamehameha?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
What's your idea for
Yeah.
like if somebody were to go, I give you
I'm your canvas.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
want? Throw whatever you want on
100%.
me.
Can
Here
you
go.
get 100% control?
Yeah.
If I can do that,
If somebody were to go like, you have 100% control, I just wanted Dragon Ball Z.
honestly,
That's it.
dude, I just do like all the characters just coming down, like just like electricity, just a lot of color, just pure awesomeness. That's what I do. I know I'd have to have Vegeta like straight up there, right there.
Yeah.
Which version of Vegeta?
Not Vegeta. You gotta
Majin,
have
Majin Vegeta. I think Majin
Yeah.
Vegeta as he's doing the Big Bang.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
When he's just
so,
like, "Rah!"
I see.
and just,
I
like,
went
the
to Hawaii and
great scene.
I got inspired because one of the artists there was doing one, and I was just like, oh my god, that looks so freaking awesome. But he was doing it in black and gray, and I'm like, oh, I can do it in color. And then I'm like, and I can do it way better.
You just go up to the client and be like, hey, if you want that color.
Sorry, Kalani, I love you, man.
No, but
But,
because like the when you say that, the other thing I can think of is like the Dragon Balls kind of starting on your hand, and then you have Shenron kind of like
Dude, you
wrapping
saw-
around
I
your
mean,
arm.
I would like that for a back piece.
Or
That would be-
or
that would be
someone
pretty
man
sick.
up and get a great Siamon tattoo.
Just do it. Just come on down.
Yeah,
Anybody
yeah,
wants to do
Bryan?
something like that, let me know.
No, I'm good. I don't do needles. Like I said, first tattoo,
Whoa.
Cody Rhodes has a sign.
Okay,
know-
so check
Get
this
it
out.
on your back. You
Yeah.
won't see it.
No, it's the
You
pain.
won't.
It's the pain.
So
That's why we'll just knock you out. We'll get you a lot of baby aspirins.
They have numbing cream. There's
No, I don't
numbing
do have a
so.
numbing
Do not
cream.
do that.
Yeah,
So
I was gonna
first
say,
of all,
you don't do that.
This
No,
is
no.
the guy that said will knock you out for a tattoo is
No.
the same guy that literally got my Cody Rhodes action figure and the Roman Reigns ones
And just-
and did
yeah,
the fan
yeah.
fictional reenactment of that.
I'm sorry.
No.
What do you mean fan fiction?
That's canon.
Junior,
Okay.
what do you want to
you
show
also
us?
have something
Okay,
right
so
here.
I have a bunch of horror stickers. My horror stuff, like that's like one of my top sellers. So these are the brand new. There's 3 sets just came out. So I got 7, 8, and 9 right here. So yeah, we have like Gizmo from Gremlins, Megan's in this one, and the Poltergeist. Tiffany, who I know is Renee's favorite,
Yeah.
is in this one.
From Chucky.
Yeah, and then Captain Spaulding's in this one. So
Yeah.
I mean, you guys got to fight over them.
Can I get the Gremlins?
Can I
one?
get number 8? I
Hold
want
on,
number 8.
It looks like there's a few things in there. We'll
Yeah, you guys got
pass
to find
on.
them. So, at the shop, we do have shop merch, CCT merchandise. So, T came out with some pins, which is
Yeah.
really rad. So y'all can have, you guys can fight over these too.
Oh yeah.
I get
Yeah.
it. I want to pin
There
of
we
yours
go.
to throw in my bag.
So those are like cool acrylic pins, small ones.
Yeah.
Those are
Um,
cool.
I came out with like some trading cards.
He's looking for. I took one already.
Did you really?
Did you already take one?
I took
Oh, I
the
thought we were
Tiffany
passing
one.
Well, there's 3 of them.
But
in
yeah,
here.
that's why I was saying there's 3 stickers in
I
here.
love
'Cause
the
there's the Babadook.
Inked for Life one is
Isn't
like the
that rad?
NWO.
Yeah, NWO.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Yeah. So I did come out with some like new trading cards. A friend of mine had like an idea. He's like, "Dude, you should do some trading cards."
Yeah.
They're selling like crazy.
This nun
Oh,
is
Megan.
sick.
That's
I
a cool
love
Megan.
this.
That one
nun.
freaking freaked me out the whole
Oh,
time.
yeah?
Hold on,
I'm drawing it.
I'm gonna open this because I want to show the
Yeah.
nun.
Yeah, go ahead.
'Cause
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that they were on the top.
Yeah.
So what does the nun look like?
Oh, no.
I'll pull it out right now.
Yeah.
It literally freaked me out the whole
Because
time.
I saw it right now and I was like, oh,
I
God,
have-
that's so
I-
sick.
I still have the original.
Yeah, that's
piece.
so sick.
The original.
Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah.
still have the original piece.
Oh,
Let me
wow.
see. So
Look
he
at
has the Tiffany.
I like that.
Yeah.
One. She looks cute.
Which one's this one?
That one.
That's
It's
the
like a
Babadook.
noose.
The Babadook.
No,
Oh,
this
yeah.
was not Babadook.
Oh, let me see.
Oh no.
Oh, that's Annabelle.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what it was.
The Babadook one looks
There's
sick.
none.
Yeah, that one's crazy.
Yeah,
This one's
yeah,
sick.
yeah. That one freaked me out.
But I
the
can
whole
totally
time.
see like putting it on like a water bottle.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
right there and just freaking.
Nick puts it on the monster
Evil.
can.
The mark of the beast.
Stick it right there. Yeah, it's a cool idea.
So these are pretty cool because these are like flashcards of my artwork or trading cards of my artwork.
Dope.
Okay.
So
cool.
one of them is like a legacy. It's legacy, epic, and then all commons.
Oh,
You should
okay.
just start selling them like Garbage Pal Kids or whatever.
Oh
they
yeah,
Yeah.
do it in like
so that's
that
kind of
little.
like the way they are.
You know what you should do? You should start selling Pogs.
Oh, that's
go.
cool.
No, I wanted to. My wife said no.
I'll buy pogs. I still
did.
have my
I
pogs.
really did. So,
Oh, I didn't
so
see
that's
that.
that's the legacy one
Oh,
right
this one?
there. Yeah, because it's signed.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So
Sean's
That's
face.
Yeah.
that's really cool.
that's again one of my other favorite pieces I've ever done.
I like the Nosferatu one.
The
This one-
Nosferatu is
this
really
one was my
sick.
favorite.
I love the Babadook.
I kind of want this.
The
cool,
Babadook
right?
one is
You want
really
the
really
Snorlax
cool.
one?
Watch, there's other ones in
Yeah.
there too. Yeah.
Oh,
And then
I forget his name. What was his name?
oh, that's cute.
Captain
Well,
Bob?
that yeah.
It's Cats and Bob.
who's that?
That from-
Spalding.
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 Yeah,
Captain
Spalding.
House
If
of
we
a
have to
Thousand
choose
Corpses.
one,
House of a Thousand
I claim this one.
You want
That
that
one?
I
one?
like the LA Dodgers one,
one.
the Felix
Yeah.
LA Dodgers one.
So we do have mystery boxes now, which are
Oh.
awesome. So this one you get a patch, a pin, and 3 stickers, and maybe T put some other surprises in there. I don't know. She packs
this
them.
one.
So y'all gotta go through
I'm
that.
the first one.
And these are all for you guys. You guys
Oh,
need
I
to
love
keep
that.
these.
I love that. That's sick.
I love the
Oh,
Raven.
it's taped. So okay, I can.
Oh, rip it.
Yeah.
Rip it.
Okay.
I'm just trying. I'm trying to
Gotta
like,
do wahoo.
trying to show off
it.
everything because like
I don't wanna ruin the box.
Because Gizmo looks sick.
I like it.
I love the
Yeah,
I
Gizmo.
did.
it's
I
awesome.
already ruined the box.
Open it, man.
So we can't have nice things. Let's see.
It's like really in there too.
Oh, this was the
That's
Megan
what
one
she
that you were
said.
talking. I love this Megan.
Yeah, that's
The Mega one's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Megan one's really cool.
Okay, so what'd you get?
Ooh, we got a little baby Ash.
Okay, there you go.
We
There
got
we
the
go.
Patrick meme.
Nice. There it is right
Hey!
there.
It is a little baby Ash.
That's-
I like that.
The,
That was
That's a good
the baby Ash is
Yeah.
really cool.
Then
Alright.
we got. Ooh, we got Ghostface pin.
Dibs.
Oh, are you serious? That's a good
A little
one.
shy guy.
Yeah.
I want it. I want it on the record. Dibs.
I got the Tiffany. That's why.
Yeah.
So like,
All right, yeah. So she put some little stickers in there.
oh yeah, a little cute. We'll
Little mini
open that
stickers.
one in a bit. We got. Ooh, They Live.
Oh,
There you go.
That is
Cool.
cool. I might want
That's a
that
good
one.
one.
Yeah.
that is so cool.
Oh, this one. Brian might want this one.
Why?
Stanley Spider-Man.
So that's
dope.
actually a tattoo.
It's a tattoo.
Yeah, it's a temporary tattoo.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it?
Temporary tattoo.
And we
yeah.
got. Is it just?
That's a patch.
It's just a patch. No,
Yeah,
but
it's
like
a patch.
it's Hello Kitty, but
It's like a little cute nerdy. Hello
oh, okay,
Kitty,
so a nerdy Hello Kitty.
Oh,
yeah.
can I take that one to Andy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. You can
All right.
have that one. Yeah.
So I do have 2 more things for you guys. But
Junior, what are you doing, dude?
no, but
Spoiling us.
But look, I think this should be for your followers or subscribers.
I
anybody
agree.
Let's raffle them off.
So, again, like the Godzilla one, these were last year's limited edition pins. I only have a few of them left, so I did 2 of them. I don't have.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh, womp womp womp.
It's okay.
So
At that point, that's when I cut from that game.
Yeah.
So I don't have any boxes for them, but these are limited. They are signed, so you have like things like number 17.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow.
17 and 30. So they are, I think, low numbers. Or ones, yeah. So these are my personal favorites. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, like, these are. So this is the Madame Leota pin.
I know.
So
I
this
saw these
one-
earlier. These were nice.
This
Yeah.
one, the first time I come up with the glow in the dark.
Mandy is
I'm
not
not
allowed to
Wonder,
call it
but,
dibs.
I know.
Yeah.
No, but she could enter it and
Yeah.
do what she needs to do.
And then this
she's
is
gonna, she's
the
gonna unsubscribe to resubscribe.
and this is the Hatbox Ghost.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, they look so different when they're out of the
Yeah.
packaging.
So this is the first time I come up with like the glitter effect on them.
Yeah.
And they do glow in the dark also.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, those are for you guys.
I love Vato's Pikachu.
I know.
Vato
The Vato shoes.
Vato
yeah.
shoes.
The Vato shoes.
And I got them in red and blue because I'm discriminating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are sick.
That's the only way I can like describe them of what they are.
It's Vato Chew. That's what it
It's
is.
Vato shoes.
Vato shoes.
We do have to wrap up pretty soon because
yeah.
we're about to reach the 2-hour mark. But
Wow.
yeah,
Wow,
Junior
it's a long one.
is a long one,
It's-
but
it's-
it's
this
you're
usually
the first
happens
guest.
Yeah, month of
Yeah.
guests.
Month
yeah.
of guests are usually the.
But again, follow Tattoo Junior 311
Yes,
on
please do.
Instagram. He does deals, promotes his art all the time.
You have an online store, right?
You have an online.
No, we have just the storefront.
Okay.
But if
Storefront?
you guys
Okay.
come in, we do ship out. If you guys want to message us on Tattoo Junior 311,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
we will be at Knott's Berry Farm for Knott's Berry Farm starting November 22nd. So
Yeah.
that's like a really big deal for us guys because there's a lot of people that come and they all know us. I want to say I'm kind of like Knott's.
Well,
famous, so.
here's the thing, and I do want to point this out as well. You had art being shown.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
was
sold.
I was over at the.
I thought those were
Into-
other ones that just. got
I was
there.
over at the Into the Fog art show, and my piece sold, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you actually sell prints and you sell the original piece as well.
The original piece sold,
Which is
yeah.
great.
And
So-
all the prints sold out.
Yeah. Please, please, please go check out his work. Go show him some love.
Come get tattooed.
Come-
Central
yeah.
City
Exactly.
Tattoo.
Let him know
Whittier.
that we sent you.
I have
Let him
so-
know.
I
Yes.
just have so
If
much
if
stuff.
anyone says that they heard you from
have
us,
so
would you
many
give them a little bit of a
I
discount?
will hook them up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hook them up.
We'll
Now-
talk about it soon. You know what?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it after the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I can put it in the description and people can check it out down in the description
Yeah.
below and maybe get the code or whatever and let them know that we sent you guys and,
And
maybe
then
a
also,
little bit of a deal.
December is another Friday the 13th. So we're doing
Oh.
the Friday the 13th special in December. We're already gearing up for that. There's like a lot of things coming up.
This is a sick dojo.
That's awesome.
It's a really sick dojo.
Yeah.
So yeah, just give us a follow, either Tattoo Junior 311 or Central City Tattoo Whittier. Super long, all one word.
There you go.
I think if you are subscribed and you leave a comment,
No, we'll figure it out because there's more that we can do on Instagram
for these.
for these. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll
Because the whole
well,
point is to
I want to.
tag them on there.
Yeah, I
and
want
so-
to. I want to give these to people that will like them and not Mandy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I've talked
No, no,
about
no.
it
There's
with-
there's
Don't worry, babe, you're covered. Okay. It's like, don't do anything. You're good.
I'm gonna get a text message today. See if she sees it. She's gonna be like,
there are we'll make it so that people that do follow us on Instagram can
absolutely.
still do it. And
Yeah.
the biggest and most important thing is that we want to make sure that you are promoted.
I
Because
appreciate you guys.
yeah.
Next
Man,
time I
these
come
are-
in, I'll
these
tell
are
you
so
a bunch of
amazing.
new stories. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with next year,
we
just
got
be
it.
like, oh, guess what? Now I have a massive corporation. It's called.
Well, we are corporate.
that. Oh,
Nice.
No, we
Who's
are.
HR?
T.
Nick.
Okay.
Nick is HR.
The one cracking the whip's
Yeah.
also HR.
Yeah, she's
Nice.
HR. Yeah.
Nice.
All right. But with that said, let's go ahead and wrap up the show.
Oh,
Anything you want to plug in before we wrap up?
Guys, like I said, we're going to be at Knott's Berry Farm starting November 22nd. We will have some new pins. We will have some new patches there. Come to the tattoo shop. Come get tattooed. Come get some work. My booking is booking up almost towards like for the whole year.
Yeah.
So we're booking for next year, guys.
And you do make some appearances at the Uptown Market every now
Yes,
and then.
we will be there this Wednesday. I don't know when this is coming out, but
So
we will
today.
be there. Yeah.
You would have been
Or next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Following Wednesday. I don't know.
So
You're there on a Wednesday.
We're there on a Wednesday.
Look, how can people
He'll
find
be there.
out? How do
He'll be
people
there.
know?
Follow us.
There you
Follow
go.
us.
There
That's
you
it.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, and follow. Yeah, just follow us. Will be cool.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, that's pretty much it for issue 221 here at Keeping Up with the Nerds. Don't forget to check out our website, keepingupwiththenerds.com. Check out our socials, Instagram, Facebook, and xmen.com, twitter.com. Please go check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Keeping Up with the Nerds. Oh, that was all you, by the way, Junior. You're the one that encouraged it. Yeah. And if you guys are on the go, please go follow our audio platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Podbean. With that said, Junior, are you ready to sign us out?
All right, this has been Keeping Up with the Nerds, issue 221. My name is Junior, and we're signing off from Undercity Comics. We'll see y'all later. Bye.
Bye.